Has it just been a shit garbage week at work? Stuff piling up and nothing getting done? And you just feel like there's absolutely no relief and you need something to wind down the weekend? Nope. Not gonna happen. That's just not gonna do it. But wait, Bullet Bourbon? That's the official bourbon of the Absolute Geek podcast. Baby Yoda knows what to do. Go home to your happy place. Grab those new comics. Now pour yourself some of that sweet Bullet Bourbon. Have a drink and forget about the BS. Now just sit back, relax, and enjoy the Absolute Geek podcast. Brought to you by Bullet Bourbon.
Now it's time to podcast.
Yes, indeed, it is Friday night in Phoenix, and you're listening to the Absolute Geek Podcast Remastered Edition. As you can see, it's a little different tonight. I am Matt.
I'm Solo Wookie.
And deciding to crunch our couch. I can't even say your podcast name. Deciding to crunch our couch this week. We have Lance from the Couch Country.
What's up?
What's going on, Lance? And joining us once again is everyone's favorite comic book creator, Greg Schone.
Hello. Thanks
Greg,
for having me. Good to be here.
Welcome back.
Thanks, man.
How's it going?
Good. Yeah, really good. Exciting. Really busy right now. We've got Rhaskles Song of the Banshee Artist Edition just came out 24 hours, just over 24 hours ago. We're almost 50% funded to hit our goal. And yeah, man, it's just crazy. It's the Rascals is a thing that's kind of taken off right now. It's really nice.
At what point do you go, oh my gosh, we're making it? Like we're like what? I don't know, because I'm not in your shoes. Like at 25%, do you go, and then I mean you hit 50% and you're like, oh, and then I mean is it at 80%? You're doing the Home Alone like,
So it's a huge learning curve. So the first campaign that we had for the first book, Rascals Crossroads at Portsburg. This book, I'm getting some echoes, so it's distracting me.
Yeah, I'm hearing it too.
What's wrong with the audio?
Do you have your audio? Do you have your volume on? Are you like watching the stream with your volume on?
No,
because I don't hear any echo.
Yeah,
I can. We're in the Arizona Canyon.
Oh, that's a great one. Okay, well, I'll try
it's just your commentary reverbing through the space-time continuum since you're in the future and I'll be in Japan on a Saturday.
Yeah, your audio is great.
My audio is always great. I'm a professional. What do you think? What do you think this is? I don't know what other shows you do, man, but we're all professionals here.
I think it's because you're sharing your screen, Matt.
Probably, maybe.
Exactly. Yeah. So anyway, the first campaign was Kurt and I put out the book, and we didn't really know what to do. We did a really rookie mistake, and we put our target too high. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with crowdfunding, but if you use a platform like Indiegogo, if you hit 100% of your target, there we go, that's better. If you hit 100% of your target, you go to the front page because the algorithm of the platform goes, oh, people really like this. So they put their target really low. So you hit that quickly and then you can market the book. Also,
past your target.
Yes. And also when you hit your target, you can switch to in demand, which means that the book is continuously on sale. So people can always come by and pick up the book, which, you know, now in retrospect, especially with the first issue, that would have been nice, right? To have the first issue there all the time for people to come back. But we learned the new campaign is much more streamlined. In the first campaign, we had like a ton of perks, you know, we had like a bundle pack, you know, 3 books. We always, you know, give like tons of freebies and extras, stickers and sketch cards. And for the Rascals, Kurt and I, my co-creator, partner, artist, we always want to kind of go the extra mile. And we always kind of want to give more than is expected for a really fair price. Right. So, you know, we were giving out bundles and then charging the same amount of shipping on a bundle pack as we were for like a single issue. And that just killed us.
Yeah.
So we learned from that. So this campaign's much more streamlined. And yeah, we're just really, really happy with it. It is called the Artist Edition, Song of the Banshee. And we're doing something special with this book. And what we're doing is basically showing Kurt's original line work. And we're only selling 100 issues of it. It's a very limited edition of the second chapter of Rascals. Okay. And yeah, and so you can read through the book and you can see the original line work, all of his original pencils, and it's the full story. It's the completed story, but without the digital coloring and the inking. And then the final 2 pages will actually show you step by step the process we go to make the book, which is kind of different from a standard modern comic book that is done. The writer writes a full script, every panel is described, then a penciler goes in, then an inker goes in, then the colors goes in. We actually work the old Marvel way, like Stan Lee and Jack Kirby used to. Yeah. So I write a story. Right. I write a short story, and then Kurt interprets the story, and then I go back and put dialogue on it. And that's how we get the book. So it's actually kind of a different experience when you read it, I think, because modern script writing for comic books is really kind of standard. You know, you use that 5-panel grid. Everybody's confined to the 22, 24 page format. But by doing it the way we're doing it, we have a very special experience, I think. And, you know, there's no limits.
It sounds like it's a lot more work, but you get a lot cleaner product in the end, which was a big, like that Kirby and Stan Lee, the example you used is a great example. Those books back then were it took a lot more to do them and get them out, but the end product was so much cleaner and so much better delivered.
That's why you get the great.
Sorry, guys. It looks like the StreamYard that we use crashed on us here.
When I'm writing a story, I'm just writing a good story. I want to make Kurt laugh, and I want to impress him with the story. Right. I'm not thinking about the visuals, and I'm not thinking about the page layouts. I'm just writing a good story. So then when Kurt interprets it, it's very interesting because, you know, it comes back to me and I go, whoa, that's amazing.
I wasn't thinking anything like that. That's great.
Yep. And then when I put the dialogue on it, it makes a character and the Rascals characters which are Tony, Max, Alana, and Rosie, it makes them very, very interesting because, you know, it's a fat drummer, you know, that likes to eat a lot. Very, very common, but fat drummer who likes to eat a lot, that's a little insecure, that has his own goals, that really wants to be supportive. You get that from two people looking
more of a
through different
collaborative
lenses.
effort.
Yes, and it's much more collaborative than a what I would call like a modern way of doing comics, where the scriptwriter says, draw this, and then the penciler draws exactly what the guy wanted in those panels. So yeah, it's a different way of doing it, and we're literally showing people in the artist edition, this is how you can make comics.
And so I'm sorry, did you say that artist edition has come out or it is coming out?
No, it's on Indiegogo right now.
Okay.
It's launched yesterday.
Are you seeing, because it sounds almost like a little more like a bit variant. I don't want to call it a variant, but at the same note, it's kind of almost sounds a little bit like a variant.
It is. Can you show it, Matt?
Sales difference? A big sales difference in that?
We're seeing a lot more heat right now because, you know, people got the number one. And another thing that we learned about doing crowdfunding is, you know, Kurt and I both come from the pitch and bitch school, which is the classic way of getting into comics. You know, you find an artist as a writer, you find an artist, you know, get the artist to buy in, you pay the artist, and then you send out the submission to, you know, comic companies, you know, Marvel, DC, Image, blah, 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 whatever. And it just takes one guy in that company to go, nah. And so all of that idea, you weren't selling it to the people. You're literally selling it to that one guy, that one editor, that
one executive.
But by using crowdfunding, I'm selling to anybody who likes this. Yeah. So all of a sudden, we're taking out all of those middlemen and just going, I understand that this is a really good story and a really good product. So
that's awesome.
You know,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're seeing better results out of, I mean, obviously out of some trial and error as well, but just out of, you know, trying a couple different new ways like that and trying to fine tune and hone that way of doing things and thinking out of the box. That's awesome, because that can't be easy. I mean, that's got to be frustrating at times and kind of hard not to feel let down or set back or angry, or, you know what I mean? Like I'd be like, come on, man, don't you guys know this is the best book ever? You know what?
No,
it'd be hard to not get frustrated and give up a little bit and then come back to it. But it sounds like you're really on it and really taking all the good necessary steps to make sure that that your book is getting out there in all the right hands and in all the right ways.
Trying, you know, I mean, it's you don't have a machine behind you. You have this, you have connections, and you have people, and you reach out on podcasts and YouTube shows and Facebook and Twitter, and you just push and push and push and just try to get people to look at it. I think in particular with Rascals, we're onto something, and Kurt and I, we know we're onto something here. It's you know, we've been around long enough, and we understand the market enough, and we understand what we're creating enough to know that this has legs. There is a new market. I mean, the regular retail local comic shop market, you know, COVID has really shown, you know, it's not stable. It's that model for the future is not stable. I believe now there are actually two separate huge markets for comic books and for this kind of entertainment. You have the crowdfunding, and you have the what I would call like the traditional retail model. So, you know, I'm not giving up on that retail model, but right now I'm just trying to understand the other market. And the more I look into it and the more I'm trying to promote things through it, the more I'm realizing, holy crap, it's huge. And the reach is massive. And you were literally at the forefront of something. And Kurt and I want to be, if you're thinking about all ages, super fun, bombastic energy, and you're looking into this market, we want to have Rascals on your mind. We want people to automatically kind of, you know, when you think teen comic book, you think Archie. You know, when you think, you know, wacky zany, you go Looney Tunes immediately. Like it's that's how you get the property into people's minds, and that's what we're doing with Rascals.
No, that's
like something I'd be into. Just judging by the artwork, like, and everything you said, like this is something I could grab a hold to, because I love like this childlike animation style and everything. Like that's what I gravitate towards, is this kind of stuff. Like it reminds me very much of like Animaniacs type, like it has a little bit of a zaniness to it with some seriousness to it. Am I wrong on that?
No, exactly. I mean, hey Matt, can you show the video that we have for the campaign?
I don't have that.
It's on the Indiegogo page.
All right, let me see if I can find it.
While he's pulling that up, can you run like our some of our can you put that picture back up? Can you explain the covers? Or
yeah, that covers pretty rad. It's actually on the campaign right here. That's the cover. We were actually looking at maybe doing.
Some of our listeners can't see it if they're listening on their other podcatchers or they're driving.
Dude, that's awesome. That looks like a poster I'd hang in my office.
Yeah. Can you tell us about the covers and the pictures that we were just seeing? Give us.
So you know, that's Tony. He's the lead singer. He's very egotistical. And yeah, Kurt just sent that image to me and just said, "Hey, what do you think?" And I thought, "Oh my God, that looks so cool." You know, the Rascals they've been cute, they've been energetic, they've been exciting. And when he sent that to me, I thought, you could go to a university in a dorm room and that's going to be on the wall. That's going to be on the wall of a teenager. That thing, you know, it's so cool. And so it kind of, put a new slant on it. I mean, these are
the wall of a 30-something-year-old adult in Lance's case.
There you go. They are teen pop punk rabbits, you know. They do want to be cool. And that's
all I try to do every day, Greg, is I just want to be cool. That's it. But
Matt fail miserably at it.
Takes me down. Matt takes me down a peg or two.
You gotta keep him honest, man. You gotta keep him honest.
So then that second photo we were looking at with the black and white stencils, what was that?
There's the campaign. Yeah, you just gotta click the play. There we go.
I know technology.
That's the song you wrote, Greg?
I feel like this video needs a seizure warning.
Hey. Yeah, dude, I'm into that.
Yeah. I was very, very happy. So if you take a look at the campaign, we only have two things to offer. We have book one, where you can get the book. Every book comes with a sketch by Kurt. You get a sketch card with a random character, and 5 stickers. The 3 we had on offer before, these ones, I love the logo, and 2 new ones. Yeah, I like this.
That reminds me of the Beatles a little bit.
Yeah, that's cool.
we're always looking for influences from all types of bands, because we could do all of these pastiche and kind of, you know, smug or cute reenactments. So Abbey Road is probably going to come up, right? And then we have the book 2 artist edition, and this is limited to 100 copies. It's 40 pages. The last 2 pages are the breakdown of how we do everything. Like Matt just showed you there. It's all of, down we go. It's all of Kurt's original line work, which is fantastic. The guy is an amazing artist. And it's really interesting how you mentioned the animation, the characterization, the cartooniness. It's very easy for people to take a look at the Rascals and they go, I get it. And then you see something like this and you realize how good he is. To keep the characters and to keep them giving the same mood no matter the situation, it's actually very hard to do. Yeah. So
I honestly love this picture of the little demon dude. Like the blacks and the greens, I think go really well. I love that. And then him right here sleeping is one of my other favorite things in this panel.
Yeah. The story is the Rascals are going international. They get invited to play at a festival in Ireland. And when they arrive, they find out that actually the town is under siege from the Banshee. And so we find out in issue 1, Crossroads at Porksburg, that the Rascals have been cursed to forever be cursed by the supernatural until they play a song better than the one that they played to beat a demon goat at the Crossroads of Porksburg. So, you know, they want to play, man. It's their big chance to go international and to get exposure. So they figure out what to do.
I heard a rumor that some guys had paid some money and got in on that early books that you were selling, and that you guys actually put some OG Phoenix douchebags in one of the books and then mailed it to them.
No, that's coming up.
That's coming up.
That's coming up. Kyle and Matt are going to be in a story called Ghost Burrito, and that's
Nice.
That sounds perfect.
it's coming up. It's coming up.
I want to request a variant cover for that issue, and
Okay.
I want it to be a homage to Nirvana's Nevermind cover with Kyle's character swimming in a pool looking chasing a burrito.
Oh, that's perfect.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
That's what I think it should be. That should be an Absolute Geek variant cover.
That would be great.
Another thing I
want along. Go ahead. Sorry. Greg.
Sorry. Yeah. Another thing I want to point out is we're dedicated to a few things, right? One is quality. So the book itself.
Now wait a minute. You did say you put Matt and Kyle in a book.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, exactly. Quality. Quality.
The covers, the paper, the coloring. We don't skimp. It's a high quality book that we want people just to have, forever. And we want it, for an uncle or a dad or a mom or whatever to have it, and just to give it to a kid who gives it to another kid. We want it to be the Captain Carrot of comic books right now. Another thing that we're really committed to is fulfillment. So we don't put a book up on Indiegogo or a platform until it's finished. So it's, the people who are backing the book should know that once the campaign ends, for this particular campaign, we send the books out. We go to the printer, we get it printed, and we send them out. And we're really hoping actually for this book 2, Song of the Banshee Artist Edition, campaign ends November 15th. We're hoping to get the books in people's hands by Christmas. That's the goal in North America anyway. The customers, last time we sold to New Zealand, Australia, Japan, Ireland, UK, and they got their books a little later just because of the mail system. But the people in North America, they got it really, really quick.
Yeah, they should try a female system because it'd be a lot more efficient.
Yeah,
That was a
maybe.
terrible joke, Chad.
That was a great joke.
So that anyway, the fulfillment.
Yeah, that's right. Greg,
is
professional. Just keep going. Don't listen to the terrible joke. Just keep going.
the fulfillment is a big thing because a lot of people who donate to Indiegogos donate to projects, and they don't get their books for years. They don't get their book for a year or 2 years. And for us, we want people to have their hands on the books immediately. Just boom.
Sure.
Yeah. So quality, fulfillment, and being consistent with the quality is another one. And I don't think, in modern books, we really get that too much anymore. So.
No, we just got our last run of Spider-Man Noir at the shop, and every single book we got is damaged from the print on the cover.
Dude, I don't know what to say. I mean,
it's hard, man. I get it. The accidents happen. I get it. It's tough. It's a hard new world when you set your, and it's awesome that people like you are coming out and saying, hey, we demand a higher quality for our customers because that's where we want to set it. That's our precedence, that's where we want to go.
So you have a comic shop or a bookstore or something?
There's one that I work at, yeah.
So here's the deal. And I just found this out yesterday. So I'm always learning about this now. And I'm learning about how we're going to be able to serve those people. Because like I said, I'm not giving up on that model. Mm-hmm. I really like comic shops.
Yeah.
I've grown up wanting to go to the comic shop. I always like to have a box, pick up my books and talk books. And it's such a great experience, but the product isn't there. Right. And it's not aiming, like I said, to have a Captain Carrot that's always around, that everybody knows that, there we go. That just, you have it on the mind. It's always there. It's about. So I learned yesterday, and we're definitely going to do this in the future. Remember how I said we kind of screwed up with the bundles, right? Mm-hmm. So it was like 3 books was like 2 books and the stickers and stuff. We could ship them for like a certain cost, but as soon as we got to that 3rd book, the weight just went over.
Sure.
And it just it just blew our margins out. And yeah, it was shitty. But this guy I talked to last night, he actually has his YouTube channel called Critical Blast. He talks to a lot of crowdfunders, and I mentioned that, and he said, "We'll just up it, make a retail package, sell 15 books, sell 20 books, and then find the margins on that shipping."
Oh, sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
Why not put this book in the shop? Why do we only have to sell to individual customers? I want people who want it to have it. But if there is somebody out there going, I understand that this is a good product.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Why not sell it? Why not sell it to shops to resell? There's nothing stopping that individual local comic shop owner from buying a discounted package to sell later.
Sure, absolutely.
It's this whole thing is a new market. And when we started in the first book, it was like, yeah, we'll do it. This is fun. We love the Rascals. We just had a blast making it, and we just wanted to do the best thing possible. And then the learning came, and we realized, we don't have to put our work in somebody else's hands to promote and sell and lose ownership of it. Mm-hmm. We can have it, and we can develop this property. And Kurt and I are around the same age, and we have the same interests, and it was just a no-brainer. And now it's even more interesting because of, there's a market value there. There's this whole other market that if people just shifted their focus over and just looked at it and saw what's actually coming out of the market, it's just going to blow up. I'm very excited about it.
Everything you're saying, Greg, is exactly similar to what's going on in the music industry right now.
Oh, really?
I mean, for decades, it's been, if you want to make it as a musician, you have to go find a record label and sign half of your music away. I mean, we're seeing that now. I mean, the Beatles don't own their own songs. You know what I mean? And now we're starting to see independent artists come out, the same with comic books, doing it through campaigns like Indiegogo or making their stuff available on Apple Music and everything. It's just a new way to consume art and people owning their art. I'm always going to be advocate for is people owning their own art. I mean, the days of having to have a publisher or a record company are behind us, you know?
Yep.
So I just bought both of your packages on the Indiegogo, by the way.
Awesome, dude.
You put something very
Amazon's
very fitting on Twitter, and I kind of trolled you, I think, about it. You said that you know, you don't have to break, you know, you don't need to be with Marvel or DC, one of the big companies, to break into the industry anymore. There's no breaking into the industry anymore.
There's no breaking in anymore. There's no gatekeepers anymore. There's no, it's like I said. Okay, so you write, I'll just give you an example, okay? I call it pitch and bitch, right? Because people always pitch, get rejected, then bitch about it, right? Like that's, and there's guys out there and women out there, people out there who have done this for years and never got published, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was 25 when I really started devoting myself to becoming a comic scriptwriter. And I swore to myself that by the time I was 30 years old, I was going to be published. I didn't get published until I was 40. And that's not from lack of trying. And it's not from lack of understanding source material or how to make a good story or having, you know, odd interests that aren't marketable. It's just having one person at these companies consistently just go, yeah, when you know it's good after a while. Yeah, when you start, for sure, you're writing crappy stuff. It's just, you're just copying everybody. But after, you know, and Warren Ellis said it, after you write 50 bad comic scripts, then that 51st comic script is going to be okay. It's going to be as good as whatever is happening now. You can't be that bad. Nobody's that bad. And so,
well, I'd like to insert Liefeld into that subjectively right there. That he still can't drop
here's something interesting I just found out tonight. So on Amazon Prime, there's a really good documentary about Chris Claremont and about how he broke into writing X-Men. Mm-hmm. And I recommend anybody who's an X-Men fan or a Claremont fan or wants to be a comic book writer, go check it out. It's on Amazon. Jim Shooter, he was like 13 years old when he wrote his first comic book, because he wanted to write for Marvel so bad that he studied comics, and he decided to dedicate himself to find out what made Marvel comics so much better than DC at the time, to where he said he studied them for a year. He wrote a script for Action Comics Superboy at 13, sent it to DC, and they started publishing him. He became a writer for DC at 13. And to the point where the DC brass thought he was older. And they called him and was like, well, we want to fly you out to the offices and have you take a look around. And he was like, I don't know. And the guy's like, well, how old are you?
My mommy.
Yeah, the guy was like, how old are you? And he's like, I'm 14. And he was like, oh, let me talk to your mom. You know, so like it's crazy that
sometimes you just get
how that works. You know,
the planets align and stuff just goes your way. I mean, that's for the rest of us in the world. We have to actually work for a living.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Jim Shooter is really, really cool too. He wrote Secret Wars, which was the first series I ever collected, start to finish. And yeah, you know, it became one of the best editors. And people ended up hating him, but you know, Chris Claremont's another one that's a like fantastic guy. Yeah, but more power to him.
Yeah, but I found that out today, and I thought that was pretty
but
crazy.
as to that tweet that I made, you know, I always want to, and you know, Matt, I'm very supportive of other people. If they want to do something, I really just go, you should do that. You know, I don't know how supportive you are. I'm always trying to help people. I like people who have creative goals, and I enjoy talking to them and interacting with them. And the more they're creating, the more interesting they are to me. You know, so hey, let's get people doing stuff. And so I think that's why I like this so much, is because there's nobody to tell you that you can't do it. I mean, if you go up to Indiegogo right now, it's really, really cool. And I'll tell you why. Because you get these established guys that are now going, oh God, there's a lot of money there. and they're jumping in and making a ton of money. Then you got all these exiles who are making a ton of money. And then you got guys like me who, you know, have a great product and we're just, you know, out there pushing it, trying to get into the public consciousness. But then you get these guys who are like, 10 years old, and they've hand drawn a 12-page strip and that they put up on Indiegogo because they have the same access. And I love that. I love that you can see that stuff, and that there's like 5 backers, you know, they're the mom and the aunts and stuff, you know, they chipped in the $250 or whatever the kid's asking for. I love it. I love the fact that everybody has access to that now, and we can see all of these brilliant ideas.
It's the wonder of the internet.
Yeah, it really, really is.
Mm-hmm.
And it, you know, the product you get is just as valid as anything you're going to get being pushed through, you know, Previews magazine or whatever, you know.
I think that's one of the things I said to you in a message when I got my copy of Wraskles issue 1 is I was surprised by the quality of the book. Like you guys, your book is on some thick, like card stock, like DC does for their variant covers.
Yep.
Like that thick card stock. The color is amazing. The artwork is amazing. The pages are thick. They don't feel flimsy and cheap. Like it's a very well put together product, and it's a good solid product. It feels good in your hands. You could feel how sturdy and well put together it is when you're holding the book. It doesn't feel like a flimsy, like something coming from Marvel or DC right now. It's very well put together.
It's crazy, right? Like he just said how you got a whole bunch of Spidermans with like color issues, you know. It's like it's guys, it's really not hard. You just make sure that you get the best things, and you know we're charging X amount for it because you know they are collectible, and we do throw tons of extras in. Everybody gets extra stickers and sketch cards and whatever they want, you know. But we're not beholden to that anymore. We're not beholden to these 24-page flimsy little things anymore. You know, what people are still invested in that market for is not those companies, okay? It's those characters. And people really, really, really want those characters to do well, and they want to get what they need from those characters. They want to get what they need from those characters. I'm just going to say that again, because I believe that probably, and you know, Matt, God, years ago we were talking about this. It's not happening. It's and you know, they're paying for it, right? And it sucks because everybody wants them to do well. You know, I deliberately do not go negative. I try not to be negative. I want everybody to succeed.
That's and playing Call of Duty.
Yeah, unless I'm playing Call of Duty. Then I'm salty. But you want to see Salt? Listen to my 10-year-old play. Oh my God. Hacker! Oh, you noob.
Oh, you learned that word. Watching you, Dad.
Yeah. Cheap. Yeah, but what was I saying? Yeah, I just, you know, I want them to do well, and you know, hearing about, you know, flimsy product and the stories aren't where they should be and stuff. I just they're in trouble, right? And you know, there's this new market that's much more interesting to me right now, and that's sad because you know, I want to go back and I want to read Spider-Man, but I can do this instead.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, if you were to take the books, and I'm very serious about this, if you were to take most books that are coming out from the big two and compare them to our book, you're going to be really surprised by what you get for what you pay for. And you're in the ground floor. You know, I'm accessible. You know, if somebody wants to talk about Wraskles, I want to talk about Wraskles.
I mean, I don't know how acceptable you are. I still don't have an autographed version of this book. I'm just saying.
I was gonna say,
I don't know how accessible you are.
Your book?
Yeah.
Kurt signed your book. Yeah.
But you know, but it's not a complete autograph set without the writer too.
COVID, dude.
Come on, man.
We ship them out from Vancouver.
Gotta come here and be like, I'm accessible, ground floor. I'm like, man, I don't see the name shown across my book here.
You come to Tokyo, I'll sign that up for you. Yeah, no, I was.
Oh, and I have to pay
charge him
thousands
for
of
that
dollars to fly to
signature.
Tokyo too, huh?
Charge him, Greg. You're like, hey, dude,
Yeah.
you want to send me $50? I'll make you stand. I'll leave it COVID-free. You can stand at my front door for 6 hours, just like a con, and you can wait, and I'll take your $50 and I'll sign your book and have a nice day.
Right.
Kurt and I are really looking forward to when we can do the Comic Cons, man. That's where we met. Kurt and I met at San Diego Comic Con because we were signing books at a booth together for 2.5 days or whatever. And that's how this happened. The last day, we just made each other laugh. Like as soon as we met, we were just like laughing and like minds kind of thing. And when we left, he said, "Do you want to work together?" And guys, if you're meeting other people who are making stuff, you always say that, yeah, we should do something, and then think, nothing's gonna happen. And like the next week, he sent me an email with like this sketch basically without the logo. And he was like, "Well, there's my idea." I was like, "What is that?" He's like, "I don't know."
That's a lot. That's real similar to like Max and Lance, but I hope you don't kiss your artist as much as those two kiss.
No, I'm not thinking it. But yeah, and so that was the germ of the idea, and that's how it blew up. I can't wait for cons, man.
Have you thought about doing posters? Like here's
that issue 2 cover. We're gonna do a poster.
Okay, because for me, when I was younger and when I first started going into the comic book shops, I still remember about 85% of the posters that were on the wall in that comic book shop.
Yeah, those were super cool. Remember those things like where they would have the posters and you could like slide them?
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, I love those things. Yeah.
Now those are exclusive dispensers.
Yeah,
they're nowhere.
You got to go in the back under a trench coat and a hood.
They're all Spencer's. There's no other store has them. Spencer's has cornered that market. I think you might be right.
Yeah, the cover for issue 2, we're talking about making a poster. I think it'd be, like I said, I can picture that on somebody's wall, right? It's like psychedelic, he looks cool.
Well, I think go back to your idea before that it would be dope to release a set of posters of parodying different album covers.
Yeah,
that's
I was
a great idea.
Thinking one if you did Kyle or Matt's character as the cover from Blink-182 Enema of the State, the nurse, with the glove.
I would take it.
Just keep it true to the pop punk theme.
I can't wait for that story. Actually, that story, Ghost Burrito, is going to be a story. We're not sure if we're going to put it like we have the complete story done to 6. Like it's not drawn and stuff, but we've agreed, okay, this is how it's going to go until we can have the 6 issues. And then we can put out 2 separate books, which would be issues 1 to 3 and 1 to 3. We can't do a big book because it's like we're making 40-page comics, not 20-page comics. It would be like a massive book, right? But we can split it up into 2 parts that people can consume. And we're not sure about Ghost Burrito if it's going to be a book or if it's going to be a separate thing in between issues, because actually what happens in Ghost Burrito is really important and will be referenced later in the meta. It's kind of sets something up.
See, guys,
so
we're important. We're important, guys.
Yeah, Matt's
important.
Part of
Kyle and I are important, apparently.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be so trippy too. It's gonna be so trippy.
Kyle didn't need to be put in this book to think he was important. So
no, he's in there, man.
Yeah, we know he's important.
He's in there.
Oh,
I can't wait to see the character designs. I'm super stoked for that.
Yeah, me too.
Kyle is a good character to have. I think that's and Matt too, having him in there is that's a solid bet. That's gonna be good.
The first time I met Kyle, I thought he was like a cartoon character. You know what I mean? Like he just has this exuberant like personality, dude. We met him. We went to his wife's a restaurant for a meeting. Like we had like 6 or 7 of our podcasts get together for this meeting. And I just remember how energetic he was, like with all these people. He had no idea who they were. And that's just how he is, man. Like he and I hit it up right off the start. I love that dude.
I'm serious though. We'll have to get together, me and Kyle and you and Kurt, and work out a variant cover for that issue and see what we can kick in to help you guys out to cover that cost. Because I think if we had a variant cover that we could push on this show, I'd buy the hell out of it. I know people in my family want to buy the hell out of it, so I think we could do some business.
Yeah, let's give away a couple on the podcast, Matt.
Yep. We can actually sign them, right? So people, since the artist can't seem to sign, or the artist and writer can't seem to sign them. So.
the artist signed them.
We can actually sign them. No, it's true. The artist did sign them. The writer just can't sign them.
No,
I'm telling you though, like if you guys did a bunch of album variants with all the different characters, I think people would snatch that up, man.
You can do Pearl Jam's 10. And instead of that little stick figure, you could have the little stick figure with Matt's head on it.
I said, I was like, Greg, I'll send you my book to sign. He's like, oh man, carpal tunnel, can't do it. Sorry. So, he won't even let me send it across seas to get it signed. He's like, carpal tunnel, man.
The thing about the album covers, we've talked about it, but you kind of want to go more something like this, where
there's no licensing involved with that.
Yeah, and not only that, but like that could be an album cover, and it really does scream of a time, right? Mm-hmm. So we're not actually copying anything, but we're putting something to you, and it also kind of screams to how talented Kurt is, where he can do something like this, and he can
take something and make it his own,
take it and make it very much his own, and then something like this. Somebody on my Facebook page was like, "Oh, Reservoir Rabbits."
I love I don't know if you can talk about it. I know you've put it on your social media, but I love the art because and Greg didn't send it to me, but where they go to Japan and they're all in the suits and you got it's so cool.
Mm-hmm. Issue 3, they go to Japan.
It's such a cool art piece.
It's super cool. Yeah, it's really rad, and he did 2 different versions, one with like a very Osaka theme and the other one with a Tokyo theme, and I live in Tokyo. Kurt's colors are crazy. The colors he does for the book.
Yeah, look how vibrant that is.
Yeah,
it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. So imagine Tokyo at night with all of the neon, with our very colorful, energetic characters like racing through Tokyo. So it's going to be very, very cool, man. I'm so looking forward to that.
Now, is there a chance that any of them maybe get frozen in some carbonite? I'm just asking. Is there a chance in the storyline somewhere one of them may accidentally get frozen by carbonite?
No, but they do get frozen.
Do you mind if I share the artwork for book 3?
Yeah, no, go please. Yeah,
right.
Go for it. This is just promo artwork for issue 3, by the way.
Oh,
That's
I love
so
that,
dope.
dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's Kurt just going, yeah, this is promo, and just banging it off and riffing on what he can do. And what's crazy is I'm in a privileged place because I get to see this stuff before anybody else. He sends it to me first. What do you think? And I'm always like, what the hell, man? This is so rad. I didn't ask him to do this. Like, we never even talked about this. It was just in my mailbox one morning. Oh, it did something. And then you see this and you're like, those are our characters. That's so cool, and it's cool. As a writer, how much more inspiration do you need, to wake up and poof, there's an image like that. And you're like, oh, it just sets you off, right? It just makes you so inspired and invested in the characters. And, Kurt's, when it comes to the business of creativity, and he hates it because I blow him up too much, but the guy directed Tom and Jerry for 5 years. He's a director at Cartoon Network now. He's worked on all of these massive properties and movies and stuff, and he knows, you know, way how to kind of get the best out of me, especially because my writing style is really shitty, and I don't think the actual work is shitty, but how I produce it is really bad, and I always want to do better, but I call myself a subconscious writer. So if I just sit down in front of the computer and I go, okay, I want to write this, I won't do it because it feels like somebody's telling me to do it, and it's just me being me, you know? So what I'll do is I'll kind of pose a question to myself subconsciously, like, what would the Rascals do in Japan? And just go play with my kid, man, or go like have beers and watch a game or something, you know, just leave it, just go do something and be a random weirdo.
Let the idea come natural, not force it.
And then I swear to God, I'll just be about to sleep and be like, oh, I know what they're doing. And that's when I'm going to write. And that's when the best work comes out. It's a little different with the dialogue because by the time Kurt gets the artwork back to me, I'm kind of on a time frame. You know, he's got to get and finalize stuff.
Sure.
So then I run through everything one time. Close the computer and just go be a weirdo again for like a week or two. And then all those conversations just come for me. It's just the weirdest writing process, but it's not really responsible. Let's put it that way. I wish I could be better. So I think he knows what he's doing by sending me these little, what do you think about that? You know, just always kind of putting something.
He's just jump starting you.
Yeah, and he's always putting more in my subconscious mind, right? He's always putting imagery in there that I'm probably using, but not consciously.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. That's perfect. So that Japanese flag that's behind it on that cover of the Rascals, there is a name for it, and I can never remember it. And I know that the other one is called the Rising Sun.
Mm.
Do you remember the name of that solid red sun Japanese original country Japan flag?
Yeah, it's that one. I don't know the name of it. That's the one, you know, we use or they use. But the other one, the Rising Sun, is kind of poo-pooed here now because it's associated with the old Imperial Japan.
Sure. No, I understand.
They're touchy about it.
Are they? I wonder.
Poo-pooed here.
I had heard that, but I didn't know.
Well, there was something, I think a T-shirt or something that came out here in the States that
did you just Google
got
search
a
that?
lot of that got. What'd you say?
Did you just Google search that? Did you?
No, I'm trying. I don't remember what it was. There was I want to say it was Target or Walmart or something released this T-shirt with that Imperial Rising Sun thing.
Sounds like
they
something
got
Walmart
roasted.
would do.
Yeah, we use it in the Tokyo poster.
Yeah.
So yeah, we also use Godzilla. So you know, it's I'm not touchy about it. Kurt's not touchy about it. It's you know, the younger generation that would be buying the comics here isn't touchy about it. It's the you know, slightly older generation here that would be.
Yeah.
The truest.
So your target audience is not as worried about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I think they're going to try and sell at more places than just Target, Lance.
I would hope so. Well, I'm excited, man. I just ordered both. It took me.
I know. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I shared it on Twitter too.
Awesome.
From our podcast that I did that. I think I tagged you in it.
Cool.
But I'm excited, man. Do you guys have aspirations for the future as far as licensing some of these characters, or what do you guys see the future for this property that you've created?
Well, that's a good question. So we have a lot of goals. The number one goal right now for Kurt and I is to get the Rascals into the consciousness of people who like comics,
Right.
Men, women, children. Everybody. This is an all ages story. Everybody, older people will like it because they get a laugh and they get the jokes. Kids like it because it's cute, and you know, teens will like it because it's about teens and they argue and have love interests, and you know, it's very bombastic. So that's the first goal, man, is to when you think about that market and you think about something like the Rascals, our logo pops into your mind. You know what this is. When you see this logo, you get Max, Tony, Alana, Rosie. You know that they're a band. They're fighting the supernatural. They're really awesome rabbits, and they're funny. That's the first goal for us. Then we're moving into other things, like after the election is over, we're probably going to be talking to some animation studios, and it's a no-brainer in the future that we would probably want to move into that direction, given that they're a band, and it's really cool. Like you saw in the opening animation of the campaign, when they're playing music, that's when the Rascals are at their best. Is when they're playing music and being musicians. So, probably an animated series or feature would be the next step.
When I was watching that, I got very big, like the Loud House type vibes. I think that's a big property on
Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon. Yeah. I got those kind of vibes as far as the animation was concerned, and it seemed fun. It seemed honestly something my kids would be into.
Mm-hmm.
So
good.
I hope
they will be.
Happens to you. I think it's awesome, man. And I love anything that ties music into it, because I really try to get my kids interested in music and the arts in general and stuff. So anything that kind of brings all those things together, I think is perfect. I mean, everything
They're
just
a band.
same old, and you're trying to do something a little different. It reminds me of what was that cartoon back in the 70s that had the shark drummer? Not Josie. Oh, that's not the one I was thinking of, but that is a good example. What's the one that had the shark drummer and it was a whole band, and they'd go? It was like Scooby-Doo, but they were a band. You guys remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's a Hanna-Barbera production. It was.
Yeah, man.
That's good. That's excellent. All of those things, Josie and the Pussycats, all of that is exactly what we're going for. Yeah. But for this next generation, your kids, we it's so funny when Kurt and I talked about the animation thing, because he works in animation. He's a director. He's doing these things all the time. I said it would be my dream for when I'm cooking dinner that my kids would be watching the Rascals, because when I was growing up, Bugs Bunny was always on, Looney Tunes were always on and stuff. And when that was just a no-brainer. My mom would just turn on the TV, and there would be cartoons on, and that's what she would be watching after school. I would love it if the Rascals became that, and people just knew about them, and the characters became iconic. That would be fantastic for me.
Well, when you get your animation stuff underway, if you need a direct line to Rob Paulson, he's pretty much in everything that's having to do with animation. So, but I think it's awesome, dude. I'm excited to see, when it comes through mail. I'll probably read it with my oldest son. I think he'd be into it.
Yeah, my 4-year-old likes it because it's cute, and I read it to him and he likes the story. And my 10-year-old likes it just because it's cool, and his dad made it. He gets bored immediately.
Well, at least your kids think what you make is cool. My kids, I write a new song and they're like, "Whatever, Dad, get out of here."
Yeah, I think in America, the books are only like $15, right? Is that what it says there?
Yeah, your new one is Yeah,
it's $15. So that's you're gonna get the book, you're gonna get the signed cover, you're gonna get a sketch card, and you're gonna get a whole gaggle of stickers. It's a pretty good deal.
So book 2 was 15 and book 1 is 11.
But you're still not getting
crazy.
You're still not getting the writer's signature, so don't get your hopes up.
No, don't count on that.
I think when you have an interviewee on the show, Matt, you're supposed to pump up his product. Not
hey, Greg's been here enough time to know what he's getting. All right.
Call me Absolute Geek program. We're gonna trash your product.
Oh, I'm not trashing it.
He's trashing me.
I've been one of
make fun of you because of one little implication.
Listen, this is 3 years of bent up frustration waiting to finish Ray Gun. This is what this is, all right, and he knows this. But
yeah, Ray Gun.
I would find like the flimsiest, most transparent piece of paper that you can sign, and then just put it in an envelope and mail it to him.
Sign a gum wrapper.
Yeah,
I've got a signed copy of Ray Gun, so I'm good. I'm just giving Greg a hard time.
No, it's all good.
Greg, Kyle and I have been supporters of Greg for many, many years and his writing, and it's
First
on.
ones, man.
It's been documented that I said that I think his writing is right up there with Stan Lee's, and that he could be one of the next great comic book writers in the industry, given a chance.
I got it. Take it and sign it, photocopy it like 10 million times, cut them out, put them in a box on top of a spring, and close and tape the box shut.
So it just explodes when I open it.
That, so that when he opens it,
You get a lot of
comes
signatures.
out like confetti everywhere, like a big bazooka tube of confetti signatures, and be like, "There is your signature."
So we just went over, because you like this. This is how important, people are to independent creators. Okay, he just bought 2 books. That put us to 51% of our goal. And like I said, when we get to 100% of our goal, the book goes to the front of Indiegogo, because the algorithm will say, "Hey, this book is really popular. They've already achieved this." So the quicker we can get to that 100%, the quicker it's going to be in, like I said, front and center for people to see. So, if I was part of a big company, or if I didn't have control of my book, I sent it to a company and they were publishing it, it's fantastic that you bought 2 books, but it's nothing to the guy that made it.
Yeah.
He's just thinking, "Oh, I got to get that page rate. I got to make another book." Right. Mm-hmm. But to me, thank you so much, man. Because you bought 2 books, we're halfway to our goal. And that's what I would say to anybody listening to this is, you're going to get a great book. You're going to get it for a great price, but it's also very important. We value our customers. We send constant updates to them. We keep in communication with them about the progress of the books and what we're doing. And we're ever so thankful for anybody who backs the Rascals. And we really hope you enjoy it. That's awesome. Thank you so much, dude.
Hey, no problem, man. When you showed me that one of him playing the guitar, I was sold. I'm like, this is my jam, dude. What I was saying about like those shows about like Jabberjaw and Josie, we haven't seen those since the 70s, right? There hasn't been anything like that since, or anything that's really made an impact in the collective mind of whatever consumers. So it's awesome that you're doing this again, man. And then turning in using a style of music that I'm very passionate about. I don't know if you can see my Blink 182.
I love Blink 182.
Yeah. So like I love that genre and everything like that. So I'm stoked, dude. I'm stoked to see what the future holds for you, and I can't wait to meet you at the next Comic-Con.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude.
Yeah, we'll have to campaign to get you out in Phoenix, in front of the Phoenix crowd, so you can sweat.
Hey,
your
that
ass
was the
off
plan
with
for
the
this
rest of us.
summer, right? Pre-COVID, that was the plan. We were going to go to Kurt and I were going to go to San Diego Comic-Con, and then we were going to go to Phoenix and hang out with you guys for a bit. And that didn't work.
Yeah, man, it derailed everything. We were supposed to go hang out at WonderCon this year, and
I
think we had a place booked and everything, like a hotel to stay at and everything, and completely derailed, dude. It sucked.
Yeah, we had it all done up too for San Diego and the car rentals, and we were going to see the Grand Canyon with the kids and stuff like that, and it's just a crazy year. But what will make it better is some Rascals.
Well, that, and it just means that next year we'll have to go twice as hard when we can all actually go to conventions again.
Yeah.
So
100%
count. But
I'm excited, man.
Greg,
my wallet's not going to be excited. I know
right?
that.
I appreciate you coming on, Greg. Do you want to tell everyone one more time where they can find the campaign and support the book and go get issue 2 of the Rascals?
Yep. So again, the Rascals, Song of the Banshee, limited edition, only 100 copies, all of Kurt's original pencils. And then at the back, we're going to have 2 pages showing exactly how we do it. First page will probably be, a bit of the story that I wrote, and then Kurt's interpretation for the breakdowns, and then the script that I wrote for the dialogue, and then the actual dialogue on the page, and then that page in color completely finished. So we're actually going to show you the entire process, 100 issues only of Song of the Banshee. Next story. We're also putting up issue 1, the origin story of the Rascals, Crossroads at Porksburg. This is full color complete. With both of those books, you're going to get a sketch card, interior sketch signed by the artist. Sketch card will have a random character, and then you get 5 stickers. And we really hope you can support us, because the Rascals are always going to be there. I'll be talking to you again probably after Christmas, when book 2 color comes out, and then again we have this going. This is here. Rascals are here to stay, and I hope everybody enjoys it.
Yeah, Greg, I'd love to have you come on our show sometime and talk about your books.
Anytime, man.
That show.
Yeah, you don't.
So
want to
I'll get with Matt and get your contact.
You really don't.
And
want
I
to
share. Shut the hell up.
They have throw pillows on that show.
I shared the link to your Indiegogo in the comments section, Greg.
Awesome.
So,
Thank you very much.
no problem.
But yes, ladies and gentlemen, again, go support local and, well, I shouldn't say local, but independent artists and creators. Again, Greg, you and I talk offline, play Call of Duty together, no matter what your kill to death ratio is. I'm a big supporter and fan. So,
I know you are. Thank you.
Guys, support the book. Go buy Rascals book 1 and get book 2 while you're at it. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Greg Schone and the Rascals.
Thank you very much, guys.
You're welcome. You have a nice Saturday, sir. Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll see
have a
ya.
good night.
We'll look forward to talking to you again real soon.
Oh, for sure. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.
What a
He's
good,
a nice dude, man.
what a good dude. Yeah, he's Canadian.
And he's got a really,
I like him.
He's Canadian.
he's got a
It's like
solid-
niceness is
Oh,
in his
dude,
DNA.
well, why didn't we talk to him about Rick Moranis?
Oh,
Get the Canadian perspective.
Yeah. So how do you feel about the Moranis, eh?
how do you feel about old Rick Moranis taking a shot to the face there, eh?
Like he took a big old blow in the schnoz, eh?
I learned from
I
him.
can't do the accent. I don't even want to try, because it's going to go down. And Matt is going to snip it in a GIF and just send it out on Twitter.
I learned from him at San Diego. I actually got to meet him and Kurt last year at San Diego Comic-Con. And
Really?
I learned that in Canada, if you walk in the house with your shoes on, you're a piece of shit. They look at you as a piece of shit if you walk in the house with your shoes on. So
There's a lot of cultures like that.
they're
though.
polite where they won't say anything, but underneath their breath, they're like, "You son of a bitch," They're
Plus, it's also so goddamn cold in there. If
Yeah.
you walk through the house with your shoes on, you just track snow through the house.
that's true. That's
And
true.
slush and mud and dirt and mag chloride or salt, depending on where you live.
But if you guys want to support Greg's Indiegogo, the link will be below in the description at some point when I get around to putting it there.
I shared it in the comment section too.
Okay, this has been shared in the comment section by Lance. Look at him. Look at this pro. Look at this
got
pro,
this, bro.
man. Yeah.
It's not my first rodeo.
No,
It's not my first run on the Absolute Geek program.
that's true. That's true.
I'm glad somebody's here to make us look good.
Right. let's get into the big topic of the week that I think everyone is kind of in shock and talking about, and that is the fact that Jamie Foxx is coming back to Marvel to play Electro again. But
Is
this
it
time,
for sure, because when I read that this morning, it was rumor, but now it's looking like it's
100%. He is put it out on the social medias that said he's excited to be back in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He's excited to be part of this Spider-Man team, and that his Electro is going to be like something you've never seen before, and it is not going to be anything like his portrayal in The Amazing Spider-Man.
So it's a reboot.
It's a reboot of the character, yes. So
Interesting.
he said he's not
I like
going to,
that idea.
and he said he's not going to be blue this time. So we'll see. We'll see how they handle it.
I don't know, man. It was so bad the first go around that and it wasn't.
I don't
his
think that was
acting.
his fault, though.
No, it really wasn't. And that's what I was getting ready to say. It wasn't really Jamie Foxx's fault at all. Like, he's a great actor, and he's good. He's solid for probably 96% of everything he does. But like, Electro was just poorly written, poorly CG'd. The idea was bad. The idea for the costume was bad. They could have went to Michael's and got like felt craft paper and made a better costume than that CG shit that they made on. I hated it, man. I did.
Well, you
not
remember
like
around
it.
that time, because I think Green Lantern came around. The CGI costume thing was a big deal around that time. Like they were all doing it, and it's just not. It's not a good look. Like I'm glad that we're getting away from that, and they're doing much more of the armor type stuff. But if for Electro, like what version of Electro do you want to see? Do you want to see the one with the big lightning bolts coming out, or the PS4 game has the guy with the scars on his face? Remember that, Matt?
I think you're gonna get more of the guys with the scars on his face. I'm okay with the look. I mean, even if it was more of the Ultimate Universe version of Electro, I'd be all right with that too. But I just don't think you're gonna get the mask, the dude with all the mask and all the lightning bolts and all that. I think you're gonna get more
cheesy, huh?
more of the scars, yeah.
60s.
And I wouldn't be surprised if it was more like Shocker was in the first movie, or in the first Amazing or Spider-Man Homecoming, where he's got devices or something that he uses instead of being pure electricity. I wouldn't be surprised.
I think you gotta go throw back to the old school. You gotta keep it original, maybe tweak it just a little, but not enough to really damage the look. Like that original costume just is it. I mean, that's what resonates with so many people.
But the underlying
you have
thing
an image
here,
of that with the scars on his face that we could show, Matt?
The underlying thing here is that we are one character away from a Sinister Six movie. Thanks to we've got Vulture, we've got Scorpion,
so Rhino we're missing.
Got Shocker, we've got
they had a Rhino.
We now got Electro, and there's another one. Mysterio, thank you, Mysterio, and so we're one character away from a Sinister Six movie.
So are you looking at Rhino or Doc Ock? Which one are you thinking?
I want Doc Ock, and I want, I'm a big fan of Patton Oswalt playing him, but what was it, Alfred Molina?
Dude, you can't get better than that. Like Alfred Molina, when in Spider-Man 2, when he came on as Doc Ock, I thought it was just so perfect. And for a long time, Spider-Man 2 was my favorite comic book movie ever, and it still is for a lot of people. Like Alfred Molina was so perfect. Patton Oswalt, I think I love Patton Oswalt, but his voice doesn't really scream Doc Ock to me. He has a very and I don't want to say mousy because he voiced the rat on Ratatouille, but it is kind of mousy.
So yeah, I mean,
like,
I wouldn't be surprised.
You know what? I never even put that together until you just said that, and you are so right.
I just don't know if his voice is there, man.
I wouldn't be surprised if you got it more of that. Yeah, like that.
Now for me, I'm down. I want to see a good Doc Ock, and I thought they did a really good job with that other Spider-Man and Doc Ock. I really enjoyed him, but Doc Ock has something very personal and close to my heart, with his character and his villainous, and it's Octavius is my son's middle name, and so it really I've always loved Doc Ock, and I thought they did a really good job. But I think they can do better. I think they can take it to that next level. And
comic book movies have progressed since then.
Yeah, so much. And I think kind of like we all said, oh, I don't know, Heath Ledger playing the Joker. I don't know if I buy it. And then we saw it and it was like, wow. So I think there might be a guy out there that we're not thinking of, or that, that sub-level actor that can knock it out of the park, that shows up and just wows all of us. And that's kind of what I'd like to see.
I want Kraven the Hunter.
Do you think about,
I need Kraven. That's
they announced a Kraven movie, right?
Yeah, but I want to see him in a Spider-Man movie.
What do you think of Rainn Wilson for Doc Ock?
No, I don't think so. He doesn't have the look.
I'm just looking up. I'm looking up fan cast. He looks. I don't know, man. Like I love the way they did it in the PS4 game with Doc Ock. I thought if it's that version of Doc Ock, I think Rainn Wilson could do it.
It's possible. It is possible. I could see it.
And they have the direct line, dude. They get John Krasinski to play Mr. Fantastic. They just got to have John pick up the phone. They're good buddies, man. Make it happen.
I don't know. I still am a big fan of wanting. I want Matthew McConaughey to be Norman Osborn.
Oh yes, absolutely, absolutely. I would love.
I think even Steve Carell maybe wouldn't be a bad Doc Ock.
I don't know, man.
I don't know if I could see him pull off Doc Ock. He's a good actor, but my brain is so attached with him doing so many funny other things and so many. I don't know if my brain would accept it.
I guess
he's excellent in.
I can see it. Like now that I look at a picture of Rainn Wilson, I can see it.
Yeah, I can too.
Because you got to think Doc Ock is like that geeky scientist, right? That's kind of down on his luck and everything. Like Rainn Wilson, I think fits that perfectly. The other one is the dude from Westworld that is playing Jim Gordon. What's his name? In the new Batman, he's playing Jim Gordon.
I can't think of his name right now.
He would be good too.
Javier Bardem.
Well, that's the dude from
yeah, I think he could do it too.
Yeah. Let me see here. Oh, what's that guy's name? Isn't it Jeffrey something? Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that.
As I'm seeing it now, they have him listed here on a fan cast. I don't know, man. There's so many that I don't know. I think there's several characters I want to see come into the Spider-Man universe that in this new Spider-Man universe, and it's Venom, and not the Tom Hardy. Like I want a true Venom that's a bad guy and not, you know what I mean?
The way it's going, we're gonna get Tobey Maguire back in this, but he's gonna be like the Lizard, or he's gonna end up being Norman Osborn or something crazy like that.
I think they should make him Uncle Ben in flashbacks.
Hey, I mean,
that wouldn't be a bad idea either, I guess.
Supposedly,
I don't know why they haven't tackled that yet.
You know, rumor has it Christian Bale signed on, so
yeah, to be back in to be in Flashpoint. So we'll see.
Yeah, into Flashpoint. So you never know, and I mean, Spider-Verse could be right around the corner with with Garfield and Maguire and the whole.
Yeah, but don't you think
the whole
Toby's
shebang.
too old for that now? Like that's been my whole thing. Is I think Toby's a little too old for that now.
Yeah, but it's Spider-Verse, so it's a parallel universe. I mean, it works.
Yeah, they could show him that the
right way.
Jake Johnson version that's kind of been doing it for a long time, and he's kind of getting close to the end of the Jake Johnson Spider-Man was supposed to be Tobey Maguire-esque. I mean, the Chris Pine version was the real Tobey Maguire, the one they showed in the beginning, but the Jake Johnson is supposed to be, kind of a continuation of that character.
What are we talking crazy shit about now, Grizz?
I don't know. I just think that if you are gonna have Maguire back in it, he's got to ride that fucking horse in. Like he's got to be. So in Spider-Verse, here comes Maguire. What's he riding? Fucking Seabiscuit. He's just riding the shit out of Seabiscuit. Jumps off, webs away. I mean, it just epic. That's how you write a fucking Spider-Man story.
I don't know, and it fits now with all the multiverse stuff that they're looking to do with WandaVision and Doctor Strange, and we'll have to see what's going to come.
What about Christoph Waltz as Doc Ock?
Yeah, I could
from
see
Django. This one here has Arnold Schwarzenegger as Doc.
Oh God, no! God, no!
I'm all for Arnold.
No,
he's like, get my arms, get to the chopper.
No,
oh my gosh,
not gonna work.
Or Oscar Isaac as Doc. I don't know.
I could see it, but
the way it's going, they're just gonna call Alfred Molina again.
Yeah, I hope they do, because he was He was spot on. There's a reason that that Spider-Man 2 it's considered one of the best comic book movies out there.
It was good. I liked the Doc Ock stuff. I hated the movie. I did like how they did some of the Doc Ock stuff. I can't stand Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. It just drives me nuts. I can't hardly stand.
You're not a fan of him as Spider-Man?
God, no.
I think Spider-Man 2 is still one of the best comic book adaptations ever. I mean, this is the argument I got in with people all the time. Like, Tobey played a really good Peter Parker. Andrew Garfield played a really good Spider-Man. And Tom Holland is just like the whole package of the two of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I agree. Like, I've never liked Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man, but I loved him as Peter Parker. Aside from the whole emo thing.
God, I just didn't even like him as Peter Parker. I was just like,
really?
With that
God,
comparison,
if I saw you in New York, I'm Spider-Man or not, I just push you in the dirt and just kick you in the gutter and walk away. Like you're such a punk.
See, I love Andrew Garfield. I thought Andrew Garfield was fantastic, but I'm in the minority, I think.
No, I loved Garfield. I thought Garfield was great. I thought he did a great job. I just think the movie was written like shit.
Yeah.
Yep, that's Mark Webb for you.
So kind of sticking on that lines, with all the craziness in the video game world, the PS5 remastered version, they went ahead and redesigned that Peter Parker to look more like Tom Holland. Do you think that's necessary?
I don't. So the article I read said that they used the different actor's face to better match the motion capture and stuff, and it just happened to turn out to look more like Tom Holland.
No, I think that's a damn lie. I
think that's a lie. Is because I think it's ridiculous. I thought he looked great in the other one.
Yeah, statement. I think that's exactly an incorrect statement, right?
Yeah. So throw that in there. Mission, Kyle.
Mission accomplished.
I think it's unnecessary. Like, he looks like a little kid now, and this Spider-Man's supposed to be doing it for a while, right?
Yeah, and I'm okay with them having different looks for Peter Parker where different mediums. They don't all have to look like your movie Peter Parker. Like, they don't all have to look like Tom Holland. You know?
Right.
And I like that the comic book Peter Parker looks different. Your different variations of Peter Parker in the comics versus the video game versus Tom Holland's portrayal of him. I just don't think it's necessary. And it was unnecessary. That game was already a masterpiece already.
Why change it?
Yeah, you didn't need to go change the character model. But I bet you they probably changed it in Miles Morales. So that's why they're like, all right, well, we're going to change it to match up in this version, in the remastered version. So I don't know.
Miles Morales looks different?
No, he's the same, but the game was built after, so I'm sure they used the updated Peter Parker character design in that, and then they were like, oh, well, we're just going to change it in the actual Spider-Man game as well. Grizz says I'm talking crazy shit. Steve Carell is Doc Ock.
Yeah, I don't agree with that statement that you made. I think Steve Carell could join a comic book property in some fashion, but not as Doc Ock.
I think he'd play Doc Ock. I think he could do it.
He is a very gifted actor. I don't know if you guys watch the morning show with him. He's very good, and he does a few other like serious roles in addition to his comedic stuff.
Yeah,
he's a good actor, but
yeah, and I've seen them, and they're definitely like acceptable, and I think they're good. But as Doc Ock, nah, sorry, I can't get my brain around it.
I just think Rainn Wilson is a home run, dude.
It's pretty good. Kind of staying in the same ballpark here. We got Disney Plus announces their casting for Miss Marvel. Did you guys see the fan casting with Miss Marvel? I did see. They took the Absolute Geek approach, and they went no name actor. They went no name actress. I think
that's smart, dude.
To get Miss Marvel.
No expectations, man. I think that's a good idea. No harm, no foul. It's a pretty safe play.
Well, and I think that they kind of had to, right? Because how many? Because she's supposed to be Middle Eastern, right? Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
Or this Kamala Khan version.
Yes.
And how many big time, teenage Middle Eastern actresses are there to choose from? I'm
gonna butcher her name. It's Aman Villani.
Iman Vellani.
Vellani, there you go.
Jasmine from Aladdin. That's the only big
Oh
name,
yeah,
you know.
but I don't think she's
actress
Middle Eastern. I think she's English. I
But-
think she's British or something.
Yeah, the who plays
She's a
Jasmine
cartoon,
is,
bro.
Huh?
I think she's
She's a
of
cartoon.
no. I think she's of Hindu. I want to say I think she's a Hindu
Oh, you're
descent.
talking about the cartoon? I'm talking about the actress that just played her. Naomi.
Watts.
What's her name, dude?
Naomi
Scott.
Scott.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Naomi
Watts. Scott. Yes.
No, I was
You're talking about the cartoon. Oh man, that went like. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, because there was some backlash when they cast her. I think. Yeah, because she's British.
yeah.
There was some backlash
British,
when they
she's
cast
not.
the live action one.
Yeah, but
That's
she's
why I
of
said the
descent.
only Middle
She's-
Eastern one I know.
She's of. I think she's of Hindu descent, but I don't. I think she's from England. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so yeah, they went relative. They kept it Absolute Geek standard and went no name actress. So
I think it's smart.
Yep. Safe play.
Has she been in anything that we would know, or
I
is she
don't-
like really
I
no
don't
name?
think so. She's a relative newcomer. So I think she's gonna get her break right here, right now.
I
Yeah,
hope
she
she
doesn't
knocks
even
it out of the
have
park.
an IMDb.
Yeah, kudos to her, man. I hope she knocks it out of the park and you know, blows everyone away. I hope she's the next new big.
Oh,
I
there's
hope
our
she
IMDb.
absolutely crushes it.
Yeah, I hope so too. But I gotta say, dude, the character Miss Marvel in the Avengers video game was extremely annoying.
Literally, that's all she has. Her very first acting gig credited acting gig is Miss Marvel.
Well,
the
and I
Miss
mean,
Marvel
I'm not a
series.
Miss Marvel fan. I could kind of care less, but at the same note, I mean, I'm still totally pulling for this girl. I hope she's able to really embrace this and run with it. But Tom Holland Spider-Man is another perfect example.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's something about if they keep it in that same frame as far as the way Tom Holland portrays Peter Parker, where he has that sarcastic, childlike nature. In the video game, though, it comes off extremely annoying, and I think that they could do better, and
Sure.
I think they will do better because this is produced by Marvel Studios and not some video game company.
Right.
But I think it will be better. It's just she turned me off in the video game. That whole video game as a whole kind of turned me off. Matt, did you play that one?
I played the demo and did not care for it, so I did not play the rest of the game. But
So what I hear you saying is you were turned off too.
yeah, yeah, pretty much. But
Yeah,
I've talked
and
to
I
people
don't
that have
have a lot
played
of
it that liked it a lot. So
it has its moments, but
Yeah, but they're not on Absolute Geek. We don't care
No,
what their fucking opinion
that's
is.
true. I know,
Fuck those guys.
right?
They're-
You're not
they're
an absolute
crap.
geek. Your opinion doesn't matter.
That's
That's what I'm hearing you say,
amen.
Chad. That's pretty much what I'm
Preach,
hearing you
preach,
say.
brother. Tell them.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What else you got? What
If
other
you haven't been
news?
called a douchebag in Garbage Phoenix, your opinion doesn't mean shit.
A fucking man.
Hey, my wife called me a douchebag this morning.
Well, there you go. And you live in Garbage Phoenix, so you're ahead of the curve, bro. You're ahead of the curve. And you're on the show. Yeah, you're ahead of the curve, man. You're flying high, right?
Oh man,
That's
funny.
flying high, man. Keeping it 100.
She was just jealous because you kissed Max with more passion.
Something about the beard, dude. The way it scratches my chin.
Oh, I
my
thought it was
gosh.
that forehead on forehead action. I thought you guys.
Oh,
like-
absolutely. We push our little shines together.
you guys wax it up.
It's like Captain Planet with the rings.
It glows like when you touch
Yeah.
your finger.
By our powers
the
combined.
power of homoerotica will save the earth. Oh my gosh, dirty. I hope he's
Yeah.
not watching right now because this is going to come up tomorrow.
You guys are terrible.
Oh my god.
Earlier.
Yeah, he was.
So, kind of going with the times here, and kind of going to get your guys' opinions on this. Adult Swim is retiring episodes of the Boondocks, as well as Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and other shows due to them being culturally problematic or insensitive.
It's bullshit.
Do you guys think that they should be pulling episodes and removing episodes for stuff like that?
No.
I think you created it. You got to stick with it, right? It shows where, society was at that point in time. It's the same thing with all these other shows, like All in the Family. Archie Bunker is a racist bigot, right?
Mm-hmm.
But All in the Family is so pivotal to the history of television.
Yeah.
I think that, a lot of these shows, like they're playing old Looney Tunes where they have characters in like blackface and stuff, and their portrayal of black characters is really racist. You know what I mean? But they put a disclaimer at the beginning of the show, like this was a different time. And, when I was in high school, we used to say, all those derogatory, words for gay people. And we used to say those things all the time. Now I know as an adult, it's not okay to say those things, but does that mean that I'm watching Reaper right now? Rewatching Reaper, that old CW show from like 2007, and they say retarded in it constantly, or gay, or whatever. They say these words. They say these words in there.
Go to New York, you're going to hear it a lot.
Yeah.
But it's not really socially acceptable, right? And the fact of the matter is we shouldn't use those as derogatory terms or whatever. That's just my opinion. But I have the emotional intelligence to understand that this is a different time and it doesn't offend me. Now, if I'm walking down the mall, and I hear somebody saying, fag and retarded and all these other things, I'm going to be like, what the hell's wrong with you? I might not say it because I'm a wimp, but it's just the times. Like, it reminds me. So, the Holocaust was a very big part of the history of this planet. But if you go to Germany, they're not teaching that in schools, like what happened or anything like that. They just choose to completely ignore that this happened. And I think you're doing the same thing. I mean, I think that you can use it as an educational device.
Isn't that what cancel culture is right now in our day in society? We're essentially erasing history. We need to be aware of it and saying, all right, we know this was that time. We need to do better moving forward. And erasing it and putting it away like it was never there isn't the answer.
No, you're absolutely right.
It doesn't
You're
help
absolutely right.
anything. It makes everything worse. If you
Well,
guys
and look
like
what-
an example, I have a great example.
Oh, no.
Go for it.
Please don't go for it.
Let's take a photograph of today down in Egypt and look at what we can see in the tombs of Egypt. Why are we still scientifically struggling so hard to figure out what happened at that time, why it happened, and where the history of things went and the truth of it? The things we find in the pyramids, what the pyramids actually are. Who was the pharaohs? Why were they pharaohs? You know why we can't tell? You know why we've spent billions of dollars over the last 200 years trying to decipher and figure this out? Because
they erased it.
Each pharaoh that got elected into or put themselves, or however it happened, got into that position, erased everything that they could of the last pharaoh. So here we are thousands of years later. Guess what? We're starved for the knowledge, spending billions of dollars. Now, that is a large scale timeline. Okay. Now, it happened at a very small scale timeline, but we weren't around to document and see it, and blah, blah, blah. When you start to erase history, people forget, people become absent-minded about it, and then it changes the feelings and emotions. Here's a second example of playing onto that. Normandy, D-Day, there was a lot of people that died. They stormed beaches. They were 16, 18, 19 years old. Nowadays, you can't get a 16-year-old to go start a lawnmower and go out and mow the damn yard. And here these guys are fighting for the freedom of people. When you start to make everything soft and cushy for everybody has more problems. Today we have more dependency on pharmaceuticals. We have more dependency on, I have anxiety, I need drugs. I can't drive, I need Uber because I need drugs because I have so much anxiety. People can't deal with seeing something they don't like and scrolling on. They have to report it to Facebook. They have to do all of these things. We have weakened ourselves as a human race. You know what? If you don't like it, cool. No big deal. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to that? Move on with your life. There are bigger issues and problems. Names, words are not going to hurt you. I got offended. Did you fucking die?
The word, yeah,
No?
and I say it all the time, and I was just talking to a buddy of mine about it. The words only have as much power as you want to give them.
Absolutely. And there's a difference between a guy walking through a mall and saying something like fag or retarded or whatever. And sure, a lot of those words I don't really care too much for. But I also get he's walking by saying it. Now, if he's in another, gay or homosexual person's face and he's calling him fag and he's trying to, bully him and he's trying to be a dick, I'm going to step in and I'm going to be like, hey, now what you're doing, I'm not okay with. That you've crossed the boundary. Words, I give two shits. Now you're making it personal, and that's where we have an issue. And now I'm going to drag you outside and kick you in and push you in the dirt and kick you in the gutter. So you can hang out with Toby McGuire.
And that's the one thing I don't get about people who feel like they have to say something. Like if you're walking by and you're hearing a conversation between two people and they use a derogatory term and you got to be like, excuse me, what did you say? Or you got to insert yourself in a conversation, or you got to insert yourself in a way to be offended, or you're a Karen. Now you're giving people power. You're giving people power because they know they're under your skin. They know they've bothered you. They've got you right where they want you. And now they're going to unleash on you, and they're going to say every offensive, derogatory thing they can just to piss you off, just to push you over that line and get under your skin and get you so mad.
But that
you
shows how
stupid.
different it is now. Because when I was a kid, if I was walking through, every other word was the F word or whatever it could be, and somebody asked me to stop speaking that way, I would apologize and I would stop speaking that way. There is also a level of respect.
You might, but most.
Well, that's just how my parents brought me up. But we're also from, we have a very big South American culture in my household where, you try not to offend other people.
Sure.
But I do believe that there's a point where you have to let certain things go. The point that I don't let it go is when I'm walking through, like I'm having lunch or dinner at a restaurant with my family, my kids are there, and you got the table of kids next to me where it's F this, F that, F this, F that. I don't want my kids to hear it. And my kids know, because I don't know. I think there is a level of respect that's lost.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you should speak up and say, hey, guys, just please, my kids are here. Just have a little respect.
Yeah.
And they should already have that respect and that consciousness, which you're absolutely right. We've lost. And it's okay to be like, hey, guys, maybe take it over there. Like, I'm not offended, but my kids are here. You're overstepping your bounds.
Earmuffs, guys.
Maybe go over there.
Earmuffs.
No big deal.
He's got to teach them earmuffs.
But I tell people all the time, like, yeah, we're all free. We all have this freedom in America or whatever, but your freedom ends when it starts impeding mine, right? I'm free enough to where I can have a quiet evening with my kids in a restaurant without having to listen to your ignorant garbage.
Well, and
you know what I mean?
Does not mean that my freedom does not mean your disrespect. And a lot of people don't get that.
Yeah. I was always brought up to say, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, and mind your elders and stuff, and it's just not that way anymore. I mean,
No, it's not.
and
You're right.
and we see an absolute disregard for human life in all. I mean, you see it on social media, when you see it on the news, when these shootings happen and everything. We've become so disassociated with the people that are around us, and that love your neighbor mentality that was prevalent when I was a kid. Today, you really don't care. It's I'm what matters and nobody else does. That's the mentality today, and that's horrible.
Absolutely, I agree.
But I feel like I'm on a soapbox now. So
yeah, switching gears here. If you want to go back to when there was a better time, Saved by the Bell revival gets a premiere date from Peacock. You're looking at if you're looking to catch up with the old crew from Bayside High, you can do so November 25th on Peacock.
So they turned Zach into a douche on that show. That's what I heard.
He's like
he's always been kind of a douche, but like now he's like really he's embracing the douche.
I don't know how they're going with it now. From the early synopses, he's now the governor or the mayor, and he's trying to do a new pilot program and to promote good schools. So he's trying to like do it through Bayside, and his kid is there at the school, and
he's trying to promote Showgirls.
Yeah, he's trying to promote Showgirls because Jesse's still so excited
because her acting in that was stellar.
So that was
they weren't looking at the acting in that movie. Do you know that movie's become kind of a cult classic?
Yeah,
a horrible movie, dude. It's so bad. I mean, I've never seen a girl flop like a fish like that.
Let Bayside. They should let Bayside go to the wayside. Like, and don't get me wrong, I am Team Amber Tiffany Thiessen all day long. I am all day long on that team. But
so it says
let that go.
The series centers on a new generation of students. The first episode will start with an underfunded high schools whose doors will close, ultimately sending a handful of students to Bayside High. However, the new students will give the privileged Bayside kids a reality check as the hilarious tackling of high school comes together.
So it's Riverdale.
Kind of, yeah.
They're recreating Riverdale in a comedic fashion. Original. How original. But haven't we seen this show before?
Does my laughter implicate that I've seen Riverdale? Did that just give me away? Is that God?
Hey, Riverdale's a good show, man.
I'm so fucking embarrassed right now.
It was a good show.
It still
now
is.
I could care less.
All the girls on that show are still amazingly hot.
We've seen this, and there's so many other things that I want to see revived or rebooted or whatever that they're not touching. They got to go after Saved by the Bell. Like, it just doesn't. I don't know. I understand that all those people besides Mario Lopez have had no career since Saved by the Bell has ended. In Mario Lopez, what you could really call a career, but
we're getting to the 90s are coming back, bro. So you're getting all those old 80s, 90s TV shows. You're gonna have people wearing oversized t-shirts again. You're gonna have people wearing their Jinko jeans backwards, where their pockets are in the front. You're gonna have all that stuff coming back. All that stuff's coming back.
Crisscross.
Yep, crisscross. That's right.
No,
you're gonna have the big puffy starter jacket revolution is coming back. Like it's all coming back, dude. You know what it was?
Mac Daddy make it.
Yeah. You know what it was cool to have, like the pullover starter sports jackets and all that. All that stuff's coming back, man.
So Fubu is gonna come back with a fury,
with a vengeance. Yes, with a fucking vengeance, man.
Oh man, we had this kid. His name was Aiden. He was obsessed with Fubu in high school. He would wear all yellow Fubu attire, and we called him Banana. And he would laugh anytime we called him that, and he never knew that we were like making fun of him. Like, this kid was a moron, right? But he would wear yellow Fubu pants with a yellow Fubu sweater or shirt and a yellow hat. And I'm like, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? You look like a sex aid pill.
Kellen says, I can only hope the coronavirus would kill me before people start wearing backwards Jinkos again.
I don't even remember that, dude. I don't remember the backwards. I remember Jinkos. I don't remember the backwards Jinkos.
Backwards jeans. People wearing their jeans backwards, and
Dude,
all
I
kinds
was a
of stupid.
nerd, bro. I listened to punk rock music and read comic books. That's what I was doing in high school. So people were wearing their jeans backwards. That completely slipped by me.
That's
I
like-
didn't catch that one.
Early 90s, dude. Like that was like grade school for me, where you saw that
Yeah,
kind of
dude,
stuff.
We
That
won't
was like
discuss
Yo
what-
MTV raps.
We
Like,
won't discuss what Solo Wookie was doing in high school.
yeah.
I don't know, man. Like I'm still waiting for a Chuck movie. You know, I've been watching Reaper. Like Reaper needs to come back. Like that's a great show. I don't know. There's so many better properties to revive other than Saved by the Bell. I have no interest in this whatsoever.
You're just living in a time nobody wants to revive, the early 2000s.
Why don't they revive? I mean, I think you're absolutely right. There's a million and one things they could try and bring back that would probably still work. How about Different Strokes? How about
Punky Brewster.
What about
Punky Brewster's coming back.
God, I had such a crush on her when I was a kid.
What about Family Ties? What about freaking Silver Spoons? What about
I don't know what Silver Spoons is.
today? Would
Yeah, I don't know what
just
Silver
rock.
Spoons is. You're
What's Silver Spoons?
you're dating yourself.
Guys. Ricky Schroeder, it was his first big hit. Ricky Schroeder and his dad was rich as all get. His dad was like one of the richest people in the world. And he was struggling as a single dad. The mom had died, and he was trying to bring him up right and still kind of work at the, home and stuff in the office. He was like the first at home.
There's so
Dude,
many
I
other
don't
shows that
remember
already
this show at
followed
all.
that.
Dude, he had a oversized electric train that he rode through the house because he was so rich he could afford it. Didn't matter.
Oh, Carlton was in this.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I don't remember this at all.
Oh, dude, it was awesome, man. Like if you did that today with today's newer stuff, newer technology, newer collectible market, the riding the trains instead. Now today you'd have, mini Lamborghinis and stuff. You drove through the house, and I mean they could do that over the top, and maybe, just maybe, teach you some kids a lesson in the process. Like how to respect other human beings in public.
So the message from Solo Wookie tonight is respect your elders, assholes.
And staff,
Because he's one of them now.
one.
He's getting one
You know
of them.
what
He's getting to
revival-
one of them.
You know what revival I'm really excited for is this Fresh Prince drama.
Oh my god.
You're not excited for that one?
No, Bel Air, no.
But it's
I'm
a
good.
total reboot, right?
Yeah, I'm good though. I saw it. I
don't
watched all the original Fresh Princes. I'm good.
That trailer looked awesome. The fan made one.
Yeah, but there's
I'd like.
you're getting into deeper waters when you're trying to take a trailer and turn it into a TV show.
I don't know. There's very little that gets me excited as far as the reboot stuff is concerned. I mean,
Happy Days, The Facts of Life.
No, God, come on, dude.
Alice's
I would
Diner.
love to see Happy Days with the Fonz, who never amounted to anything after Happy Days ended.
Dude,
and
imagine,
he's like-
I would make a new.
He's just a
if they
drunk.
rebooted that.
He's
I would
just like a
accept
down
it.
on his luck drunk.
Dude, I
He's
would.
Yeah.
balding and he just walks around. Hey, because he's got
Get
nothing
Henry
else to do.
Winkler, dude.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
I get to be the new Fonzarelli if they they get to ride around on my.
He
Harley.
inherited the diner, and that's where he works. He's all overweight, beer gut, and like balding, and can't let go of it. Still wears the same ratty ass leather jacket, talking about the time he jumped a shark.
Hey.
Lives on his old stories.
It'd essentially be Married with Children.
Exactly. Yep.
That'd be great. Pokai, 4 touchdowns.
That's
It's
right.
like back in high school, I jumped a shark with my
Yep.
motorcycle.
That's a show
No,
that
on
I don't
skis,
think you could
on
make.
water skis.
That's a show
And
that
now
I
he's,
don't
like,
think would make
hitting
it
an
in today's
iPod
world
to get
either.
it to play.
Yeah, that'd be great.
The funny part is the one show that stands the test of time, no matter the temperature of the political climate or social climate, is South Park.
Well, because it's satirical, right?
Yeah.
So they can constantly evolve themselves and touch on topics that are kind of taboo and things like that. Like,
Because I don't think
South
Married,
Park, Family Guy.
I don't think Married with
Simpsons.
Children would exist in today's climate.
No, absolutely not, dude.
No.
Absolutely not.
Look at Roseanne. It didn't last.
Well, that's because of Roseanne herself. The show's still there in the Connors, but it's still pretty funny.
The Connors is a ratings darling too. Like it's doing really well on network television.
Funny.
Last I knew, man, it was not doing good.
But
yeah, they're coming up on their third season. It's ABC's, I think, top watched comedy. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. Home Improvement would be a good one to revive.
You've already got it in Last Man Standing.
It's not as good, dude. Anybody that tells you it's as good, it's not as good.
I think it is.
They're constantly changing characters. And
yeah. But
I would like Last Man Standing if it was just Tim Allen and Kyle. And that was the whole show. Just the two of them.
I don't know. I like the original,
that's what makes the show.
I like the original Mandy.
I don't know. I miss Wilson.
Wilson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Howdy ho, neighbor. That's my kind of neighbor. If that's all I gotta see, that's great.
The best part of Wilson is like anytime you saw him that he wasn't behind the wall, he still had something covering the lower half of his face.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And if you look up pictures with seeing his whole face, it's jarring. Like it throws you off. You're like, who the hell is this guy?
Oh, wait a minute.
He died like a decade ago, right?
Oh, you're Wilson.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Chuck needs a revival, dude.
Nah.
A movie. I want a Chuck movie.
Chuck was okay, but after that, it went downhill really quick.
Oh, dude, I love that. My wife and I have watched that show all the way through, probably 5 or 6 times now. I love that show.
It's got to be awkward that you both had a crush on Chuck, though.
Yeah, you need to find.
Oh no, dude, my
shows to watch, bro.
Yvonne Strahovski, dude. Oh my gosh, that is a work of art right there.
Yeah, she's hot.
Dude, I watch everything, and you know it, dude. You know that I watch everything, even if it's shitty, I'll watch it.
One spin-off that can keep going for as long as they want, in my opinion, is third season just got announced the release date today, and that's Cobra Kai. Season 3, January 8th. Can't wait. I love Cobra Kai.
Excited, bro.
I watched it when it was on YouTube, but it is streaming now, season 1 and 2 on Netflix, so you can binge it all in a weekend if you want. It's so good. And they announced before the release of season 3 that they've already greenlit a 4th season for it. So
of course, dude. It got debuted on Netflix, and everybody's just gushing about it.
Yeah.
Like it's that show. I watched it in a week while I was working. They're really short episodes. It's easy to watch. They're entertaining. The character, like the new characters they've introduced, are really fascinating. Like, I love that show, dude. It's one of the best on Netflix right now.
Agreed.
It is a good show.
I think they knocked it out of the park with that one. They did such a good job. Dude,
and you remember when they announced it? I was like, what the hell are they doing? Like, this sounds so dumb. And then it was good, dude. I had no interest in watching it until there was nothing else to watch because of coronavirus.
Yeah, I watched it on YouTube. It was awesome.
Yeah,
I do, because it was. You always hear that, the people saying, "Oh well, Johnny Lawrence is the good guy in that story. Daniel's really the asshole, and he's always the one that's picking the fights." And you hear people make that, that comparison, and you're like, all right. And then you see that the show's coming out from Johnny's point of view, so you're seeing the events that took place in the first couple of movies through Johnny's point of view, and you're like, man, you kind of feel sorry for him, like
Danny was kind of a dick.
A little bit, but
I mean,
he was kind of
sitting in the crap rolling a joint, and he dumped a bunch of water on him.
He was kind of like Mr. Steal Your Girl, but and then,
they're kind of both flawed creatures, aren't they?
Yeah.
Stole my chick and ruined my weed and freaking what an ass.
Well, it goes to show you, and I might get a little preachy here, but it goes to show you the power of mentors, right? So Johnny Lawrence has this piece of shit increase, yeah. But Johnny Lawrence has a big heart, dude. You can see it, that it's kind of evolving as you watch the show, and how he's kind of taking a different approach. But then you have Daniel, who refuses to see any maturity in his character. So it's a really well written show.
He can't let go of the past. Daniel is stuck in the past. He can't let go of what happened in the past and see Johnny for who he is now. He always attaches him to being that high school asshole.
Bully.
And I guess his life is kind of taking that route too. He's had a hard life, like he's not in his kid's life. He, and we don't know that whether that's a fault of his own or not, or you kind of only get vague shots at how that played out. But he doesn't. And Daniel tries to be that mentor for Johnny's son, and look what happened at the end of season 2. That leaves
I
you on
love
that
the
big
underlining tone of it. That, like you said, one the mentor, because one had a great mentor, one had a bad mentor, and then as they grow up, it rotates. You know what I mean? Like Danny kind of, he wants to do the right thing and everything because of his good mentor, but he kind of fucks up a lot. And not only that, but the way underlining tone of one person's great success of winning something one time can ruin another person's future if they let it. You know what I mean? Like Johnny really took it to heart and was like, look, I really worked hard for it and I lost it and I feel bad about it. And then his sensei's being a dick to him about it. And it really beat him down for the rest of his life for a long time. And he
dramatic.
let it get to him. Yeah. And that's part of the great reason that it played really well, is because it's so true to life. One person's success oftentimes can mean another person's failure, and that person let it get to them, and it can be the end, man. You can hit a downward spiral.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see him come back, though.
Lois says Daniel was traumatized by the bullies. He got pushed off a cliff, remember? Yeah. But, I think...
Well, if you look... Go ahead, Matt.
I was going to say, I think Miguel is, the perfect main character for this show, because he's a mixture of both Johnny and Daniel in a lot of ways, because he's got his single mom just trying to make it. He's got that big heart. He's kind of like that nice kid who's getting bullied at the beginning, and then he gets into Cobra Kai, and he's got Johnny Lawrence, and he starts to kind of get that edge, but then gets pulled back to being that kind of, he realizes that he's crossing a line, and then kind of goes back to that soft, big-hearted kid. So he kind of fluctuates between the two lines with the two characters from the movie, and I think that's what makes him such a good leading character for this story.
Well, he's the most dimensional.
Mm-hmm.
He has these different sides. Like he has this Cobra Kai side that's warring with this nice, sweet boy side. I agree with you completely. He's the most dynamic of all the characters. But Johnny has become that way too, right? He's battling everything he was taught as a kid, but he's also trying to nurture this heart that he's built from his struggles and help kids, seeing the rewards that comes out of helping these kids gain confidence and stuff. The only one that doesn't seem to have any dimension to him is Daniel.
Yeah.
Daniel is constantly living in the past. He's created a auto dealership empire from this stupid kick, and this whole karate.
That kick was illegal, damn it. I was an illegal.
But he's living in the past. Yeah, he's essentially Al Bundy, but if he made better career choices.
So if he sold cars instead of shoes,
right. There's a lot more money in cars. But I think everybody's expertly casted in that show. All the newcomers. I love everything about that show. There's really nothing I would change. I hope they keep it the same. I hope Netflix doesn't try to go in there and change anything or whatever it may be. I think they just need to keep going with what they're doing, and they'll have fans for a long time.
Yeah, and like I said, I just love that you can see that internal Cobra Kai Miyagi-Do conflict as well as externally in Miguel, and I think he's such a good main character, and I'm interested to see how they bring in Allie after the cliffhanger for season 2 and kind of see where they go moving forward with.
It's Elizabeth Shue, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir, it is.
Is she for sure coming in?
It's what it looked like at the end of season 2.
That's what it looked like from the show, but
I haven't heard otherwise, but I think they're playing it close to the chest.
Yeah, hey, that's what I was gonna say. They've been really hush and tight lipped about it.
I didn't even know that I didn't even know season 3 was already filmed.
Mm-hmm.
All I've heard is that we saw the little teaser trailer, and they've said that Daniel is going to go back to Japan, and part of it because something to do with Miyagi, and that's it. And I didn't even know it was shot. I was like, well, we're not going to see this till 2022, and here they are. Boom, season 3, January 2021, and January 8th. It's like, right, it's a couple months. That means they had to have shot it right before COVID hit, and they've been working on it since. Or unless YouTube already shot it, and then when Netflix took it over, they just acquired it, and season 4 is going to be the first officially Netflix produced.
I think they already had 3 done when Netflix got it.
I would assume, I'd have to assume so by how quickly it's coming out.
Yeah, I'm almost positive they did.
Does YouTube still retain any ownership in it whatsoever? Like,
I don't think so. I think they sold
helping
it off.
produce it, or
no? It's all going to be Netflix now. So
I
that
heard
means their budget probably going to get
YouTube-
extensionally better and exponentially better, I should say.
Well, and I had heard that YouTube sold that property to get, because they made a pretty good penny on it, and because they wanted to produce more weekly better shows like Absolute Geek podcast, and
Fucking
they
A
were
right.
sign on to a more entertaining, better, more heartfelt, live feeding style of show is the route that
heartfelt is the exact word I would use to describe this show.
Oh, dude, lovers, group of lovers right here is what we are. Big
right.
hearts,
some big old teddy bears.
minds.
Oh man, Corbin's pretty active in the chat. Why isn't he on the show tonight?
He decided to go get fair food.
Fair food.
He had to go get himself some cardiac arrest by eating those giant turkey legs. And
what is there a fair going on?
So they canceled the Arizona State Fair because of the dreaded COVID-19, and they made it to where you can go get the fair food still, but you wait in a line in your car and drive up there and purchase your stuff and be on your way. So you don't
is that the draw for the state fairs? The food?
Yeah, most people go there for the food.
Hey,
your
dude,
deep fried fucking whatever.
Everything tastes better on a stick.
Yeah, your deep fried Twinkies or your fucking twice fried lard fucking whatever. Corn on the cob or
you ever had corn on the cob on a stick?
Yeah.
It's fucking delicacy.
Fucking
what do they call that where they put the mayo and the
chili powder
on it?
Yeah.
What's that called?
It tastes like shit unless it's on a stick. And
I
then
can't
it's
remember,
gourmet.
but I know it's a huge thing.
Pickles.
Here.
You ever had pickles?
Yeah. I've had
Pickles on a stick?
Put that shit on a stick. Man, so much better.
Like, who would have thought of
What about a jalapeno on a stick?
Who would have thought of
fucking good.
Deep frying an Oreo?
So good.
Or like a twice deep fried Twinkie.
I can't eat half these things you guys are talking about, so
that sucks for you.
I'm allergic to wheat.
Oh, I'm sure in today's day and age they've got glucose-free fucking
gluten,
or gluten-free everything.
Isn't I don't think there's much. I don't think there's any gluten in Oreos, is there?
No.
Yeah, the cookie.
Sure, you can get gluten-free Oreos.
Yeah, I guess maybe there is.
It's anything with wheat is gluten.
Just man up. You'll just be a little puffy for a little bit. A little bit of diarrhea.
Dude, it's 2 days in the bathroom. Like it sucks ass, dude. Like I wouldn't wish it. Like everybody's like, "Oh, coronavirus is so scary." No, you feed me an Oreo, dude.
Dude, have
way
you ever
worse than coronavirus.
Have you ever had a deep fried Oreo on a stick?
Not on a stick.
It would be worth it. I'm telling you, it would be worth it.
You don't want to know, dude. It's a horror movie, dude.
Oh no, my mother and my sister were both, and my sister still is, organic vegan and gluten free and I'm well aware of all of that and celiac disease and all of it, and I'm telling you, deep fried Oreo or a deep fried Twinkie on a stick is worth it.
You know what sucks, dude, is so my family's from Argentina and Italy, and pretty much everything has pasta and empanadas and everything like that, and they're all eating it for family holidays and stuff, and I gotta have like a salad. It's fucking blows, dude.
I'll just have a salad.
It sucks,
Gluten-free,
dude.
I don't
man.
know why it's rumbling like that.
Gluten-free.
Because you're hungry, bitch.
Dude, it sucks, man. Like one of the best things from my childhood is my grandma's hand rolled raviolis,
Oh,
and my cousins have picked that up now. They're making it, and it is the best thing you'll ever eat in this world. And I haven't had it for 10 years, dude. It sucks.
It's worth a little bit of diarrhea.
I agree.
Especially the
Dude,
holidays, because you
by
get
the
away
way-
from your family because you're like, oh, gotta go to the bathroom.
So have you tried like organic, real, like good wheat made things? Because
I
a lot
want to
of
try.
times people's problem isn't the wheat, it's the poison that we grow that's in the fucking wheat.
Oh, fucking
that's in the
Dr. Wookie
ground
over here.
that
I
is
have-
tearing us up.
I have heard that if I get wheat or like flour imported from Italy without all the crap and GMOs and everything that they put in them here, that I might be able to
Yep.
eat that. But it's expensive, dude.
Can't
Like
you
it's
make
more expensive than
pasta?
just buying.
Out of like,
Yeah, it's not cheap.
what is it?
Egg and stuff.
No. Out of the
Rice.
Quinoa?
Soybean.
No. Different
Almond.
type of flour. Almond flour.
Yeah, I've had that. I've made my own. So I take tapioca flour, almond flour, you mix it all together. It's good, dude. Like now I can have a lot of those things just with all, because gluten-free it's such a hipster thing, dude. Like nowadays, like the vegan and the gluten-free, like a bunch of hipsters are doing it. So now it's more accessible, which I love. You go to Walmart, there's a whole section. So we've had the pasta and the pizza. I can go to any pizza joint now and get a gluten-free crust, no problem.
Right.
But it sucks, dude. Like if I go someplace that I'm not familiar with and I gotta sit there and I feel like such a freaking loser, dude. I'm like, okay, what's in this? Like, can I eat it? You know,
Just get a burger
like
protein
tacos.
style. You're good.
Yeah, but even then, like some people put wheat in the patties.
That's what I'm
They
saying.
use it
Protein style.
as a
So
filler.
so you get. Oh well, I've never heard
In
of putting
the
wheat
meat they're
patty.
putting it in. So they use it as like a filler in everything, dude.
I've never
Like
seen that.
wheat and yeah. So
I think you're making
like,
things up now, Lance.
dude. I'm telling you, dude.
Now,
I was eating.
Try and go out and hang out with two very committed female, very strong-willed, organic, gluten-free vegans.
Yeah.
Like there's very few restaurants we had. And I love
sounds
the
like a
food, don't
nightmare,
get me
dude.
wrong. Some of the greatest food I ever had was vegan, gluten-free, vegetarian, vegan stuff. It was some of the greatest shit in the world I've ever tasted. So if you think that by any means someone is like, I'm eating twigs and cardboard, bullshit. Some of the best stuff
Oh,
I've
dude, it's
ever
delicious,
eaten
dude.
was that way. But
So
it does make it hard to go eat places
Mm-hmm.
because eating healthy is not something that happens.
Grizzle Geek says, "Have you tried, just not being allergic to wheat?"
I wish, dude.
You tried.
Don't get me wrong,
manning
dude.
the fuck
There's
up?
nothing I want more than to go get like real Chinese food, like with soy sauce. Like, cause with like I can't go to Panda Express, bro. Everything is soaked in soy sauce. Like it is a nightmare. Like today, I'm like, I'm gonna go get something to eat. I had to drive 6 miles to go to a fast food joint that I could eat something at. Like it blows ass. I can't eat Taco Bell.
No, it
Anything
literally
Taco
blows ass.
Yeah, dude, it sucks, man.
Pun intended.
You know what really sucks is that I don't like, so my carb intake is low, right? Because if you're not eating breads and stuff like that, you don't eat a lot of carbs. I'm still fat, dude. Like what the hell? So God says, hey, we're gonna make you allergic to wheat, but you're not gonna lose an ounce.
What are you eating tonight? Popsicles. Okay.
Fucking blows, dude.
What are you gonna have for breakfast? Popsicles.
Oh man.
On a diet? No, just allergic to shit.
So both of you are in Phoenix, right? Chad, you're in Phoenix?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and
I'm actually just below Phoenix because you can't put a
I'm in
You cannot put a well-groomed mountain man in the city. It does not work.
So there's this place called Jules Cafe that's completely gluten-free.
Mm-hmm.
And I've taken my coworkers there who don't have to eat gluten-free, and they have
good food.
fried chicken and waffles there.
Mm-hmm.
And if I just fed it to you, you wouldn't even guess that it's gluten-free, and it's the most amazing. Like, it beats Lolo's. Is that what it's called?
Lolo's?
Yeah, Lolo's. Yeah.
It beats it out of the water, dude. The best I've ever had. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So if you ever get a chance to go down there, Jules Cafe.
Kyle says
like
he wish he could have cuddle time with you, Lance.
Oh, I would love that, Kyle.
He wants to smell your man sweat.
Kyle and I are supposed to be doing a Supernatural after show for the last 8 episodes or whatever it is.
That's another show I won't watch.
Fuck you.
Just kidding.
It's just 8 episodes.
Just 8.
And then the last episode, we're just gonna cry together. It's just gonna be an
Hold each
hour
other.
of Kyle and I crying.
Hold each other.
Well.
All your absolute guests. Go ahead.
Beaches,
Sorry.
while Beaches plays in the background.
Yeah.
Right.
My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion.
Shit.
What were you gonna say, Lance?
I'm trying to figure out. So Kyle's in the chat. Corbin's in the chat. I haven't seen Brian yet, but nobody. They didn't want to come on the show tonight. Is it because I'm here? I
No,
take
you're
offense
here
to it.
because Kyle couldn't come on the show. He was doing his car thing.
Yeah, he went to V-Debit.
Yeah.
Kyle and I are like kindred spirits, dude. Like, we're huge Volkswagen fans.
Yeah, you guys are the same person. I get you
Huge
confused all the
Supernatural
time.
fans.
That's why
Yeah,
I knew
your
the
show
minute
thumbnail, dude.
I saw that Spider-Man thing, and Kyle was like, "I can't be on the show this week," and you said you would do it. That was exactly what I was gonna be. I knew it the minute I thought it. I was like, "It's
perfect, dude.
It's got to be it." Kyle's
I
at the
laughed
bar
so
now.
hard.
He says.
Did you show Chad the picture I made for you guys?
No, I didn't.
The campaign poster?
No, I didn't. I'll have to show him.
So
I
Greg,
think I saw it on Instagram.
Greg was talking about how his co-writer, the artist, would just send him these little things without any warning, and I kind of do that to Matt. Like, I'll just, hey, I redesigned your logo. Here's a campaign flyer. Like, out of nowhere, I'll just send him shit that I get bored and just put stuff together. You know that cartoon image that you guys use for Kyle, that the no sir, that's an incorrect statement thing? I just made that on a whim for and stuff. I'm just like, I'm bored, dude. I've made enough shit for my own podcast. Let's start making stuff for other people.
That's awesome.
I'm more aerodynamic.
You're more aerodynamic than Kyle, yeah, because you're bald.
Man.
All right, well, we're heading into the home stretch here. It's been a good show. Let's get into a little bit of odd news.
Tonight, the Six Dad World Primetime Special with people just like you, only more pathetic.
It's a bit nutty.
You're crazy, man. You're crazy.
An Irish Supreme Court rules that bread cannot be legally called bread as it contains too much sugar.
And gluten.
I
think that's a prerequisite for bread.
It contains too much sugar, so it cannot be legally called bread.
How do you bake bread? Doesn't all bread have sugar in it?
No.
Isn't that like a requirement? Like,
no.
Not all bread has sugar in it.
No, sir.
Oh. Shows you how much I know.
Learn something new here.
Shows you how much I know. I haven't baked bread in 10 years, dude, so I have no idea.
No. Back in the day, they did not add sugar to their bread.
So now they have to figure out a new name to call it. So when I walk into Subway and they ask me what kind of bread I want, I got to go, no, sir. That's an incorrect statement. It cannot legally be called bread.
So would you like your meat in between these two sponges that I have for you?
What kind of meat ends do you want? Or meat holders do you want?
What kind of sugar sponges do you want to put on top and below your?
I want some Parmesan grated cheese meat ends or holders or the garlic urban cheese. That's what I want.
No, but I think this is smart, dude. Like, I think we put way too much sugar in everything. You know, they use it as like a preservative now.
Yeah, that's how.
It's in everything.
That's why
It
shitty
is
foods that
inevitable.
supposedly are good for you taste better because they're loaded with sugar.
Yep. That's why people literally get addicted to certain foods, is because of all the. It's also why we have a massive fucking diabetes problem in America. There's a whole. There's a lot of documentaries and food stuff that you can watch about that shit.
Yeah.
I won't get into it. I'll spare you.
I was just talking with the Cruncher guys a couple weeks ago, telling them, you know, Texas is like the fattest municipality in the world, right? They have like 10 cities on the fattest cities in the world on their list or whatever. It's because of all the sugar they put in just everything, dude. And we get addicted to it, and the government gives subsidies to these companies to make cheaper food, and all the cheap food has sugar in it, dude. And they're putting sugar in hot dogs and things that you wouldn't even think that need sugar.
No,
Get you
they
hooked.
don't.
Yeah. Moving on to our next story. Man dressed in Hulk costume destroys President Trump's star on the Walk of Fame.
The moron.
Nah, he was in a Hulk
Yeah,
costume.
I get that they're trying to prove a point, but
I bet
that
you
sounds
his
like
name
a
was
hefty
Mike.
fine.
He Hulk smashed the shit out of that star. I bet you his name was Mike, and then he came back to Phoenix and did a podcast called Grizzle Geek.
Let me try and help a bunch of you people out there with a
No,
little
please
bit of
don't.
knowledge.
Please
I will.
don't.
I'm going to.
No political stuff.
There's things called stars on the Walk of Fame. That's actually maintained and paid for by those people. So a lot of those people, because it's so expensive to replace and maintain and stuff, they do things like get insurance on their star on the Walk of Fame. So by you going out and destroying somebody's star on the Walk of Fame, essentially you're making that person of a fuck ton of money.
Well,
Have
and
a
you're making
nice
our
day.
premiums go up too.
I'm calling Mike out right now because I know he's listening. Look, you welched on our penguin bet, all right? You somehow magically got out of painting yourself like the penguin. It's hot. It's October. I want to see a Halloween themed episode of Grizzle Geek where your body painted green like the Incredible Hulk, and I want to see you sitting there with green with your green Hulk hands. Your
I
big old
want to
Hulk
see
hands.
it, dude.
Do it,
Let's
Mike.
start an Indiegogo campaign.
Calling
right
you
now.
out, Mike. I did the penguin. It's your time to shine, Mike. That's all I'm gonna say.
When are we gonna do another mega episode, dude?
I don't know. Whenever
We gotta
COVID
do that.
isn't a thing.
We need to start a GoFundMe page to fucking do a Kickstarter page to get Solo Wookie a star on the Walk of Fame so that we can insure it, so that I can piss people off and they can go destroy
Smash
my
it.
star and we can make money and buy everybody on the show new equipment.
There you go.
I know. I was just gonna say when Matt played that little intro for Weird News, I'm like, dude, I need to get a Roadcaster so bad. I need one of those things, dude. But then
Like
I just, anytime Sam talks, I'll just play toilet noises.
Put
Oh
people
man.
sleeping.
What's next? What do you got next?
It's, Solo Wookie has a good idea though. Just destroy stars on the
Yeah.
Walk of Fame.
Fucking A. Costs
Sounds
like
like a
$5
multi-million-dollar
grand to have it
endeavor.
installed, insure it for 20, and then and then just say shit and tell people, just say, hey, there's this fucking star, let's destroy it. Yeah.
Trump's a mastermind,
All
dude.
right, come on.
Sounds like Grizz
What's
is in.
funny though?
Sugar.
Grizz
funny,
says
though,
sounds
is
like
that-
I have an excuse to dress up as the Hulk. Grizz is in. I want to see it.
So I'm sure Bill Cosby has a star in the Walk of Fame, right?
Yes,
Has
he
anybody vandalized his?
Yes, I believe they did. But not to a point where it had to be replaced and like redone and everything. They just
This
they
isn't the
wrote
first
on
time
it,
it's
sure.
happened to Trump's star. This is like the ninth
No.
time it's happened.
Yeah, exactly. So Okay, it costs $5,000 to put it in.
Keep
you
helping
insure
them
it for
rake in that money, right?
You pocket 15. and you
That's
put
where
another
all
$5
your
off the
stimulus
ground.
checks came from, is his insurance money from getting his star replaced.
So basically, he's just like, God, what else can I say? These people are gonna make me fucking richer than I already fucking am.
So what's funny is, like I work in insurance, so anytime I hear of like vandalism or anything like that, I'm like, you're an idiot, because all you're doing is making everybody else that
their
has
premiums
insurance
go
with
higher.
that company make their premiums go higher. You're just screwing yourself in the long run, right? There's such things as loss
Trust
ratios.
me, it annoys me when I have to pay, old man talk, when I have to pay my auto insurance and it goes up $50 because everyone else around me is a shitty driver. I'm not getting the accident. It's all these other assholes that are getting the accident and fucking make you have to pay more money.
Yeah, and get the fuck off Matt's lawn.
Yeah, get out the fuck off my lawn.
You little shit. Fucking whippersnappers.
Clean up
Dude,
after
I
your
think I might
goddamn
watch Gran
dog.
Torino tonight.
You what?
I might watch Gran Torino tonight.
There you go.
Anytime I hear "Get Off My Lawn," I think of Gran Torino. It's a great movie.
I could use some other terminology that'll really make you think of Gran Torino, but I'm not going to go that far. That'll be a big no-no, and then it will really get canceled. The last piece of odd news tonight is the national treasure, Rick Moranis, gets knocked the fuck out as he's walking down the street in New York City.
Just wrong. How do you?
I don't get it.
He got
How do you pick
deboed.
on Rick? How do
Deboed.
you pick on Rick? He's a fucking
He's
Canadian
he's an
classic.
international treasure. I don't want to
He
say
is.
national because he's Canadian, but he's an international treasure.
Have you ever heard anybody say anything bad about Rick Moranis?
No.
Never. He's beloved by everyone.
Ryan Reynolds went and got him in a TV commercial just because he's Rick Moranis.
Fucking
'Cause
A.
he's a big fan.
Dude, I showed that. I was laughing my butt off when I saw that. And so I thought, oh, I'm going to show it to my coworkers, right? They sat there looking at it like, Lance, why did you show us this? This is stupid. Like, they did not find the humor in it like I did.
I thought it was funny. Rick Moranis.
If you
I thought
want to
it was
punch a Canadian, you go find yourself some Celine Dion, and you.
I'm sure Tom Green's not doing anything.
You just
you
take
know?
her out. We don't care about
Yeah,
her.
if you're going to punch a Canadian, go punch Tom Green.
Yeah, Tom Green's probably not doing anything.
I like Tom Green more than I like Celine Dion.
You know, there's other Canadians out there you could punch over Rick Moranis.
I agree.
Isn't
National icon.
Justin Bieber Canadian?
Yes.
Yeah, go punch that little shit. Repeatedly, please.
Great. So
Yeah.
says that's what he gets for not doing the new Ghostbusters.
I'm still upset about that, dude.
But he's doing Honey, I
I'm
Shrunk the
upset
Kids.
that I haven't seen the movie yet. I was supposed to see it in June or whatever it was. And I'm upset that Rick Moranis isn't in it.
But that's even more reason not to punch him. How badass are you that an epic movie like Ghostbusters comes to you and says, we got to have you in the show, and you got enough balls as a Korskin brother to say, no, eh? Like, I don't need it.
I mean, did
But
you
I'll
see
come and do a cell phone commercial with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, dude. Like, fucking cojones. Ricky. Love that Ricky.
He's like 5'6" or something like that, isn't he? He's a
Yeah,
short
he's
little
a short
dude.
little man.
He's
But
tiny.
that speaks to his ability that, he's been out of the industry for many, 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 many years
He
now.
retired in 98 or 92.
Yeah,
I
and
can't
people
remember.
he's still in demand.
Yeah, fuck, man.
He could still get any role he wanted today.
Dude's epic.
So
How
they're
can you
rebooting.
punch somebody that epic.
I know, dude. It just doesn't make sense to me. But they're rebooting the Honey I Shrunk the Kids, right? Well, it's not a reboot. It's like a sequel.
Yeah,
Right?
Grizzle Geek says he sleeps on piles of Spaceball money each night. Not just that, piles and piles of Honey I Shrunk the Kids money.
Yeah, dude. But they're doing this reboot. I had no interest in this reboot until they said Rick Moranis is coming back as Wayne Zielinski. I'm like, now I'll watch it.
You can't have Honey I Shrunk the Kids without Wayne, without Rick Moranis. It just doesn't work.
No, they had a
Absolutely.
TV show and it was a different dude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no interest in it.
No.
That was terrible. It's terrible.
Look,
It was terrible, eh?
he shrunk your kids, he shrunk you, and he blew up your baby. What more? You need Rick Moranis,
And the Schwartz was with him.
Yeah, and the Schwartz was with him. And he's also the keymaster. You know, what are you gonna do?
For Gozer. Is it Gozer?
Yeah.
I love Ghostbusters. Man.
Or was he the gatekeeper?
Now I want to watch
I can't remember which one he
man.
was. It's been a long time since I've seen Ghostbusters, but
No, I think he's the gatekeeper because he's looking for the keymaster.
that's right. That's right.
Because Sigourney Weaver's the keymaster.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Who brought the dog?
Yep.
That scene where he's being chased by the dog, right? And then he ends up in front of that like ritzy restaurant, and he's getting mauled in front of the glass, but there's nothing there. Is one of the most iconic scenes I can remember in cinematic history, dude. Like he just throws his arms up and just slides down the glass, dude. I love it. Every second of it. Something as simple as that.
Chris says, whatever, call me when they do a Strange Brew sequel.
Remember earlier when we weren't going to talk about things in Chad's high school days?
Yeah.
That scene may or may not have been similar to some instances that may or may not have happened at one point in time or not.
So did you get drunk and recreate that scene? Is that what you're telling us?
I don't think it was the booze.
It's something else a little on the nose, huh?
Apparently it wasn't there.
But decent exposure charges sure were.
Are you excited for the new Ghostbusters, Matt?
Hell yeah.
Looks awesome, right?
It does. Looks better than the all-female trash pile we got a few years ago.
Shit that we got. No, I did an article on our webpage about the movies I was looking at the beginning of the year, the movies I was looking forward to, and I'm pretty sure that got my #1 spot.
And then COVID.
And that was over Black Widow and Eternals and Wonder Woman and all the other shit that's coming out this year. Ghostbusters was my top spot, dude.
COVID. But
COVID fucked everything
up. That's
dude.
it.
We're not even get
no
Black Widow till next year.
Yeah, I know. But you still get Wonder Woman in December on Christmas Day, so there you go. But
yeah,
go ahead and tell everyone where they can find you guys. What are you guys talking about tomorrow night on Couch Crunchers? I know you won't be there, but what's Max, Sam, and that sometimes Tyler talking about on tomorrow's show?
They're talking about so apparently it was the anniversary of Akira, the anime. So they're talking about that. I've never seen it. I'm not going to be on the show tomorrow. I have a previous engagement, which is why I wanted to come on tonight. No week feels complete without a podcast episode.
There you go.
So, yeah, they're talking about Akira tomorrow night. Max has been pushing us to review animes for feels like an eternity now.
Max has been pushing that?
Or Sam.
Oh,
Sam has been pushing it. We did My Hero Academia a few months ago. The movie that came out was whatever. So now I'm not on the show, so that he took an opportune moment to
Oh man, if I could be a fly on the wall of Max and his wife watching Akira, I would love to see that response.
Well, you told me some things about it, and now I'm kind of interested in watching it.
Yeah, it's good. It's usually
if it's not Grizzle Geek watching them Hot Topic fucking Ruby videos.
Ruby videos, yeah. I mean, it's most.
What is Ruby?
We talked about it last week. No, it's
you didn't watch the show last week?
Some American anime internet show that for magical girls that grown ass sweaty grizzled men apparently like. And
Doug. It's a YouTube show?
Yeah, it's an American.
It's on Rooster Teeth. Japanese, it's a Rooster Teeth show.
Yeah.
American. A Rooster what?
Rooster Teeth show. You don't know what Rooster Teeth is? Fuck, you need to stop your podcast right now so you get caught up on some internet culture, and then you can start a podcast. Because
dude, I'm a full-time student, full-time employee, full-time podcaster, full-time musician.
Whoa! Earlier you were saying you watched everything.
Yeah.
So
apparently not. Apparently you found something Lance doesn't watch.
Some bullshit.
Yeah.
Because you're not.
What is
watching,
Rooster Teeth? Is it?
You're not watching Ruby.
It's like a huge internet company. Like they do all kinds of stuff on YouTube and they produce all kinds of stuff. You'll have to go look into it.
Yeah,
go look into it. That's your homework.
Matt gets me into a lot of stuff. Like I wasn't into Letterkenny. He told me to watch Letterkenny. I watched that.
That shit's awesome.
Letterkenny's hilarious. I've watched it like 4 times over now. because of Matt's recommendation. The Brigsby Bear, I didn't see that until Matt. I watch a lot of shit, dude. There's only so much you can watch. Pitter patter, get at her. Yeah. So tomorrow night they're talking about Akira, the anniversary. They're coming out with a 4K remaster version or something like that. So they're talking about that tomorrow night, 7:00 Mountain Standard Time. You can always check us out on couchcrunchers.com, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you get your podcasts from. We're there. But I love coming on this show, dude. I love the Absolute Geek boys.
Yeah.
Nice little family we've created here.
Yeah.
I need to go on Grizzle Geek when they talk about something that I know. I don't know what this Ruby thing is.
You should go sit and watch some Hot Topic tune videos, Ruby videos with them. So
I think there it is. There it is, Mike. That's a million view show at least. Is grown men who's never seen Ruby watches Ruby live
smoking a joint.
You can just get Lance's response as he watches Ruby. Lance and Wookie. You could do a cross-branded promotion. Solo Wookie from Absolute Geek, Lance from Couch Crunchers, and Mike from
if
Grizzle
I'm showing
Geek.
up, you better have some fucking pickles on a stick.
Watch Ruby
So I
and
can
react
sit
to
and
Ruby.
eat pickles
There it
on a
is.
stick and watch Hot Topic music videos.
Yep.
Hot Topic, like the store? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, haven't you ever been in one?
Oh yeah, I'm a Funko Pop collector. I have to go to Hot Topic.
Right. So when you were in there, did you hear the music that was playing over the fucking speakers?
Well, it's usually like My Chemical Romance and stuff like that. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
That's
like Hot
those are my
Topic.
jams, bro.
Yeah, you'll love it. Trust me.
I am Hot Topic's target audience, dude. I've been going to Hot Topic since it came out when I was in high school. Wear my Atticus shirts and my Dickie pants.
Yeah.
Got to buy them Jenko somewhere.
Right.
And my Wu-Tang shirts.
Where you get a free pair of gauged earrings with every purchase.
That's
Dude,
right.
yeah, I used to have the gauges too.
Yeah.
Free pair of gauged earrings with every purchase. Well, guys, that's going to take it to the end of our show this week. I want to thank Lance for filling in for Kyle. I definitely appreciate it, Lance, coming on and having a good time with us.
Anytime.
Thanks, Solo Wookie, as always. Thank you to Gregory Schone. Guys, get on that Rascals. Get book 2. You won't be disappointed.
Indiegogo.
Yep, I get on that Indiegogo train. Order yourself issue 2 of Rascals. You won't be disappointed. Shout out to Kurt, who couldn't join us tonight, but he's the other half of the Rascals crew. Those guys are putting out a good product. Guys, if this is your first time finding us on YouTube, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you know when we go live every Friday night, 7:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. If you listen to the playback on Monday,
7:30.
Yep, 7:30. Not 7, Lance.
Every time I come on. What time's your show?
Yeah, 7:30. And you say you listen to us. That's how I know you're full shit.
I listen to you on Mondays in the podcast.
Yeah.
But I've been driving to work. So I haven't been listening to a lot of podcasts.
If you listen to this playback on Monday on any of your podcasting platforms, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. Leave us a review. It goes a long way in helping us in our podcasting standings. Guys, support our other local AZ podcast family. It's a little good family we got here. You got Grizzle Geek, 7:00, kicking off the weekend. We take you into your Friday night, and Couch Crunchers closes us out on Saturday to get you ready to survive Sunday and back to work Monday. So it's a great little community we got here, and always want to support everyone in it, and that's a part of it. And for this week's episode of the Absolute Geek Podcast, my name is Matt.
I'm Solo Wookie.
And I'm Lance.
Saying, if we learn anything from Greg tonight, it's this. And I'll take words from my mentor, Kevin Smith. It's so easy to be creative. Anything you want to do, it's at your fingertips, and it's easier than ever. So go out there and be fucking creative, people. And we'll see you guys next time.
Great statement. Great
fucking signature.
Give me my goddamn signature, Greg.
Oh, my fucking signature.
Dude, I love the spring idea.